Uh, screw that. All right, so welcome everybody. Brian here, quantlabs.net. So today's session is talking about the bot. It's been doing really good. Before I get started, I wanted to show you a few articles in um, regards to DeFi and crypto. First of all, don't forget, I'm going to put this in the chat box. So we do have um, our chat underway for WhatsApp. We're just, I think, approaching 99 people last time I checked. So that's in the chat box. So let's get on with the show. Okay, so about a month ago, actually sometime in July, I talked about a movement in crypto called DeFinance. Now I'm going to show you some coins lately. Can you hear me okay, Boyd? Hang on here. I'm just going to make sure everybody can hear me. Test, 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 test. Can everybody hear me? Okay, thanks, Miguel. I don't know what to tell you, Boyd, but anyways, let's continue along. So, as I was saying, DeFi started in July. The volumes have pretty well gone 3, 4 times since that time with DeFi. It's a huge movement in crypto. A couple of coins that are moving. I'm going to show you them, what has moved. I'm going to show you what's happening live. So we have a guy here who started with $200 and turned it into $250,000. You might think, how is that possible? Now I'm going to show you some coins available on my MotiveWave using Binance. So basically what the person did is they put in money into a coin called YFI. So this year in finance has gone up. This is really the trade of the year so far. And it's gone up over 1,000% in a few weeks. So, and then there's another one I just added. I'm going to show you my bot, what it's been doing. So let me go over to my MotiveWave here. So this is MotiveWave for those that are new to all this. What you're looking at right now are, I believe these are daily charts. Yeah, they're daily charts. So what you can see here is we've got one coin called Polkadot. That's a new DeFi coin. You can see here it started around 2000, launched on Binance August 16th, moved up to $6,500. Okay, so everyone gets excited about the old moves of Bitcoin, but the two coins I'm going to show you are just massive. So right now you got $4,000 to $5,300 of this coin in a very short period of time, in like 11 days or whatnot. So this coin has done amazingly well. Just in the last hour, I made 2% off it. And to be honest, if you're part of my system here in my quant analytics service, what I've got here is I've got this coin call, and I do put out the signals live that are from my bot. So here's the return on this one position on the Polkadot. Okay, so it's returned 2%. That was in a few minutes. Okay, and then I did put that call out to people a few hours ago, saying, keep your eyes out for this move of this is going to move. And how I'm able to do that, I have a script, a Python script that can measure when a coin is about to cross this trend line. Once it crosses this trend line, then you have an entry, and that's the basic simplistics of that script. And it works. It worked last night, and it worked on Friday as well. Sometimes not so much, but we can go over this. If you have any questions, just let me know. So this happened about around 6 o'clock tonight, and it's returned 2%. And I'm going to show you the P&L of my. Well, let me show you the other big coin that has been moving. So this coin that I'm showing you is Polkadot, and that's now the fourth largest by volume crypto coin out there. If you were to go on to, let's say, Coin Market Cap, and with Coin Market Cap, obviously you should know about it. that measures all the different volume, liquidation, whatnot of all the coins out there. So Polkadot just came out of nowhere and is now the fourth largest coin out there in the crypto land. And let me just show you that. So right here you have Polkadot. So that's number 5, and people don't even know what that coin is. But that's just a move, and this is why the volume is huge on this coin. So that picked up 2% today. Last night around midnight, this coin, YFI, now this is the coin of the year as far as I'm concerned. And basically, it started in August at 5,000, and now it just peaked at 42,000. And you can imagine that's like in just about a month, like it's gone up like major. And that's how my bot was able to pick up that coin. So a lot of these returns are because of this DeFi movement. I mean, there's other coins moving, but not like this. I haven't seen moves like this in who knows how long. So those are the two coins that moved in the last, let's say, 24 hours. And then there's another coin I can show you that moved on Saturday called Theta. And this one moved as well. I got 8% off of this little guy a few days ago. So if I showed you the P&L of the performance, this is the overall P&L of what's been traded. Like I keep a log of it since its launch, but I'll just give you the overall P&L of the overall bot. And here. So I'll go through that. I'm just going to let somebody in here. Okay, so my bot's a little, my performance is a little slow. So this is the performance of the bot since I've launched it at the beginning of August. And up until the 21st, it took a few losses because during this week I was on pretty well holiday and I didn't have a very stable internet where I was. But since I got back, I've been pretty well focused on the bot, and I just want to show you the performance. So essentially, the count is the number of winning trades. The total is the total amount of trades taken over a 24-hour period. And then this is the percent change of those trades. So when you look at the more recent moves, we got 9.3, 8.11, 3.95 in the last few days. There's the odd time here where I can implement downward protection in my bot, which I haven't implemented yet, and that's just due to the fact of the really good performance I've been getting with this, and I haven't really had a lot of drawdown days. So I put up a message out to my Facebook community to ask for what should my figure be for downside protection to shut down the bot. So on the upside, for those that have been following me, I have a 1% day trading rule. So once my bot makes 1%, it shuts down. It's the simplest risk management possible. Like, you don't want to get greedy when it comes to trading. You make 1% for a day over a 24-hour period. Just shut down your bot to retain your profit. I can go over many, many examples of it, when you're trying to work with probability in your favor, when you're trying to eke out more profit once you do hit 1%. Usually you won't achieve it. So that's why I don't get greedy and I keep it at 1%. But lately I've been getting really lucky to have 1%, and then with these new coins coming out of nowhere to give me just one move, an 8% move. And I don't get greedy with it, and anything above 1% for that 24-hour period, I just shut down the bot. But for the last 3 days, I've been able to, and I'm getting these major swings with these newer DeFi crypto coins. So that's what I've been achieving for the last few days. So when you total all of this up, you're probably looking in the neighborhood of plus 20% since Friday when you factor in this little loss. And as I said, for the upside, well, call it goal daily target, I can also do the same thing on the downside. So as I said earlier, I don't put a downside guard in my bot, but I'm going to now, and I'm going to be using about negative. So if my bot hits a negative 0.66% loss, it's going to shut down. So I'm going to implement that in the next few days. So if there is a day where it does take some losses, it should shut down at the most and take a loss of 0.66. But it could also just by a fluke take a bigger loss in a position and it may exceed it, but it will still shut down the bot. So the probability of that should diminish as I implement that. And I know some people are self-muted. I'm going to stop right now and see if anybody's got any comments or questions. If you want to unmute yourself or let me know on the chat, and I can gladly take questions so far what I'm showing you. Because right now, crypto is going through a weird phase. I've talked about this multiple times where I do have in my database a metric called a weighted moving average among five big coins. So in here, I watch Ethereum, Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Classic, and Litecoin. And I measure that every 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm able to determine the overall weighted average risk and be able to take a metric on how the markets are doing at any time. And based on that, I can level up my risk on or my scale up my positions that the bot's willing to take, or lower the or downscale the risk if the markets are in a calamity like it was last week, where the let's say Ethereum dropped 30%. And even at that point, this happened about a week ago. So let's say on the 13th, which would be around September 6th, those big losses, my bot was still somewhat profitable on those big drops. And it's because of that, of this weighted average, I'm able to gauge the overall risk. So let's say if the risk is negative, I could just turn off my bot and not trade and watch the market until it starts trading. And after a certain level of where this metric is, let's say it's above 0.5% or even above a full percent, I can just lever up my risk and take on more positions and expand the overall tolerance on taking on positions. So that's how I'm able to, when the market moves up, it can do fairly well. But lately, in the last couple of weeks, and with the market being really tight, with the DeFi coins, it's still able to get some really nice profit. And to be honest, I didn't really expect that type of profit that I've been seeing since the last 3-4 days of like 9%, 8%, 3.95%, or 4%. So these are the reasons why I'm able to get these kind of overall position returns for the day, because of some of these coin moves as well. So I'm pretty excited to know that, and obviously to share it with you guys. So has anybody else got any questions so far? I'm just waiting. If anybody's got any comments or questions, let me know. So if that's the case, what I'm noticing is that now that this bot, and I've gotten probably 5 different bots, this is the best performing bot I'm using, and and I figured a way to ensure that when it comes to positions, that the bot doesn't take any risk in any negative moving coins. And the way to do that is quite simply using trend. So I have a metric within this system here that measures trend, and if it's positive trend, it will consider those coins to be selected to take on positions. If the coin has a negative trend, most likely those positions won't be taken. And I've gotten a variety of in my membership here, which are all the reports. So if I was to download this and show you some of those coins, these are going to be coins that you most likely never heard of, and I can just walk you through that process. So let me just see if I've got my. So this is available in my service that I have. And this is just for people that want to dig deeper in what coins to trade. So right now I have all these different coins. There's ones that you can short, and I work with Binance, which is pretty well one of the largest exchanges in the world. So there's nothing that's out there to be shorted. But the other thing is I've gotten these other types of reports that you can long on based upon filtering based on volume or trend. And then I have another report that shows you coins that show a long guidance, but There's no filtering at all. So I talked about the risk in here in the risk. As I said, with these coins, these are Bitcoin, Litecoin. We've got Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and Ethereum Classic. So each one of these moves gives you an idea what's happening in the market. So this is a negative 3.55% down move, as well as same here, negative 1.01. And when you see all these negative, and these are measured every 10 minutes, let's say, so you know when you start to see more negative ones, obviously those coins are moving negatively. So that's why I measure these. And some coins will move against each other, but generally the rule is, and there was just an article I posted on my Facebook group, generally they will move in conjunction with um, Bitcoin because it's just such a huge coin. So these are some of the larger coins where obviously Bitcoin Cash moves in the same direction as Bitcoin, but there's also Ethereum. And what makes Ethereum a little different from Bitcoin is because of these DeFi coins. A lot of these DeFi coins are built off of the Ethereum blockchain. So that's what makes Ethereum different. So when Ethereum 2 comes out, which is supposed to be in November, you should start to expect Ethereum to move up in price just for that launch of version 2. And that will be a basically a huge deal breaker or a standout breakout for Ethereum just for that new version coming out. And then, of course, there's Ethereum Classic as well. And then at the end of this report, I can show the overall metric of how many are aggressive, meaning how many are above 1%, are medium risk between half and 1%, which are really showing no strength. But right now, when I did this report, all coins were negative. Okay, so there's definitely a lot of downward pressure in the markets, and with this metric that I've got here, I can quantify that downward pressure. That's why I have it, and it's very, very, very reliable. So any questions or comments so far? Just gonna make sure if everybody's in. Anybody have any comments or questions so far? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, I was going to show you that in the reports, yes and no, because like I said, YFI, there's certain coins that do well and other coins that don't do well. I remember we talked about it last week. I can't sit there and tell you what's going to perform well and not well. And the reason is because there's so many new coins coming out. And as I said, if we use Binance as a metric to say will this coin move or not? It's now a week later, and again, it changes. You don't know what's guaranteed to move or not, but there's certain coins as they mature, they start to move up, and the ones that I'm seeing that are moving are just Polkadot and YFI. Okay, and you can also tell that based upon the volume when you go over to the coin market cap. And as I said, you got now Polkadot, the fifth largest coin out there in all of crypto land. So that means there's going to be a hype built up as news gets out on this coin, and that's what's going to move up the volume of this coin, and that's no different than Chainlink as well. So it's hard to say, but I'm gonna go through the reports and show you which coins are moving and which ones aren't. Okay, I was going to do that next. Is there any other questions you got so far? No. Okay. So as I said, I've got this report. Let me just see if I can retrieve it. Oh, let me just go back to my. So here I've shown you. Yeah, there was something that came out on Binance where you can now use Visa debit with Binance. Yeah, I saw that, and I posted that in my Facebook group. So that's a good thing, obviously. Yeah. So let me just show you some of these other reports. So this one's based on trend. This report. So this is going to answer your questions, Boyd. So in here we've got all the coins that are coming out every day. I'll say every week. There's new coins being added to uh, to Binance. Now again, I only focus on the spot market as part of under Binance. And I only focus on the spot market. I mean, that's where most of the volume is anyways. But I'm going to show you some of the latest coins. Let me just see which one file. Now, of course, you don't worry about this stuff that I'm showing you. So this was newly created earlier today, this file. So these are the latest coins that are part of Binance. So these are all in USDT or Tether. So do I maintain which ones are new or not? No, and I don't care. I just run a script and it creates a new fresh list of the coins that have been added to Bitcoin. So, or sorry, added to Binance. So I don't really care about that. So when I go through my reports, I'll see which coins are moving. Okay, so this is one of the reports filtered on trend. So as I go through it, number one right now is YFI. How do I know? If I go into my MotiveWave, I could look at, let's say, 15-minute or a 10-minute or a 5-minute chart. So I can verify that. Usually I just use an hourly chart, and it's got that general trend up, obviously. So using MotiveWave, I have that ability to verify that. But here's that trend I talked about. This is what my whole bot is built off of, is trend. So if I see this trend positive, my bot will start to trade those. If it's negative, it won't trade them. So for instance, as I move through this, we have this new coin called YF2. So YF2 is an extension of YF or YFI, and this one's got a slight negative trend. Now, if I was to look at that on MotiveWave, so it's YF, I think it's, let me see here. I can't remember the name of the symbol. Actually, I can tell here. So that's YFII. So I have YFII USDT. So hopefully that will come up. Yep, there it is. So I could see. Oh, you can't see it? And yeah, here. It's this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with. Can you see my screen? Okay. Not yet. Okay. Hey, how you doing, man? Give me a second here. Just let me know when you can't see it, because you see it now, right? Okay, great, great. Just let me know, because I won't know if you lose it. Something's going on with Zoom here. So this is YFI. Okay, so I'm going to show you the daily chart. Okay, again, I'm using MotiveWave for this. So I have my 1 day chart. That's the chart for the 1 day. Okay, so then when you look at YF2 1 day chart, this is a newly launched coin on Binance. So there's your metric there. So you have this coin that does well, comes back, and now starts to maybe recover or not. And again, I can verify that by going through more granular time frame, 20-minute, 15-minute, whatever you want. So this is really helpful. But the thing you want to know is you use this set of reports as a screening process to see what moves. So you can see here that we have a negative trend. My bot will not pick that up. But we had the same problem with YFI, where we had a negative trend at the beginning, and now it's a very strong uptrend. Okay, so that's now when my bot starts trading it, because it's a strong upward trend. Okay, so that's the key of what makes this bot successful. Okay, so continuing along, we have this Ethereum bull. Who cares about that? That never really means anything. And then I have Dash, so it's negative. My bot will not trade it. I'm just going to wheel through this real fast. We have Bitcoin, slightly positive, but my bot won't trade it because it knows there's better opportunities in other coins, and that's the newer DeFi coins. Okay, so these are how ways to filter out those coins. And oddly enough, you get other private anonymous coins like Monero, which the odd time gets a trade. And I could go on and on. This is a newer coin that's just been listed, TRB, but it's got a negative trend. So some of the coins, when they come out, they do well and then they drop back, but they have to mature a little bit, it seems, on the exchange to prove themselves volume wise. And then once people see that and the news gets out that they perform, or there's better news out there for the coin or token, it will start to perform well. And that's what happened with YFI, and the same with Polkadot. So right now, there's a new coin, so it's got its negative trend. So that's what I'm seeing. Some of the coins that do come out initially do well, but at some point they do drop back. Here's another one. This KSM. This KSM's new, but it's not a very strong upward trend. It's there. It's a contender. When will it happen? I don't know if it'll happen. So these are the sort of things I'm able to watch from a visualization point of view. And here's another anonymous coin that's doing okay. Okay. The reason these coins do okay is because I don't know if you guys have heard, the IRS has put out a bounty to find people that will crack these coins. Okay, will crack these private coins. That's how much of an impact these coins have. Like I'm talking about Zcash, ZAC, and Monero XMR. Okay, that's why some of these coins are doing okay. And same with Dash is another coin. So these are not top contenders, but they're contending to move okay. So again, we get this new coin called WNX, and again, slight trend negative. Okay, and again, what you're seeing here is a general trend is that coins that are new are the ones that are doing really well. But my bot only focuses only on those coins that have the strongest trend and that perform well, and that's why I'm getting these sudden 7-8% returns in a day. So then you get more legacy coins like Litecoin. You know, it's okay, but it's just a highly volatile coin. And then you get this Neo. Right now, last night, Neo picked up a few trades. Why? Because news is that Neo is now partnering with one of the DeFi coins, and that coin's now moving. Another coin that moved, and I'm sure it's going to come up here, is Tron as well. That's doubled in price. So here's Ethereum. It's been flat, okay? But let me see if I could find Tron. No, I don't know. Is that on Binance? Let's just see. Um, the thing is that you got to see if it has a positive or a negative trend, right? Because yeah, I'm not seeing it on Binance. No, no, sorry. So you get other coins. OMG, I could go on and on and on. This one we've talked about called Band. It's gone from $2 to $16 back in early August, and we've got other coins that have done the same thing. But again, it's because it has a strong trend or has. But this may start to drop off. As you can see, the price drop off. We had a dump last weekend, and the question is, will this coin recover? Even if it does or doesn't recover, why would you focus on that coin when you know you have new coins like YFI or Polkadot that have been doing really well on Binance? And then you get other coins like Atom. They're kind of there. I mean, there's so many coins that I can filter out what will move and what won't move. And as I said, I've got a Python script that seems to work that is able to pick up entries on when they move. It's happened last night and just happened today earlier for both YFI and Polkadot. So there's a what's that? I think so. It's its own competing. It's its own competing coin. But what boggles my mind is how does it go from nowhere to number five, and beating out Chainlink. You know what I mean? That's the thing, and everybody's focused on all these coins, but they don't see the new coins. You know what I mean? Because I just showed you. Here's Chainlink. It's still a strong coin. I'm not arguing. It's still got a strong trend. But as I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, my system picked it up first time yesterday because now it's a coin that has proven itself. And here's another coin that's positive on Binance, the Binance coin, and that's because everything in Binance, all the commission fees are in Binance. So this is a very strong coin. Last week, it almost, let me just show you, this coin almost doubled in a few days. I was kind of shocked by it. But let's see if the one day, you can see right here, it goes from $20 to $32. You know what I mean? And it's gone up 50%, I should say. But that's a coin that's done well, and that's after the dump. That was one of the first coins that broke out when you know that the crypto market's getting stronger but it's not getting stronger in the big five coins. It's called the ones that I watch. It's these newer coins, right? And then there's this one called Sushi. There's been so much hype on this coin. And this one is, if you were to trade this coin, you would have lost a lot of money, and I'll show you why. I didn't know why, but I just read about it today, and there's a lot of controversy about this coin. Let me just find it. So this one's called Sushi. We want USDT at all times. So this coin came out fairly recently, and look what happened to it. It tanked. Why did it tank? Because, and this comes back to you, Boyd. Any coin that you think is going to do well, and there's a lot of hype on this coin. The guy that created this coin listed it on Binance, and he did a classic pump and dump. He listed it on Binance, and 3 million. He pulled, I think, $3 or $12 million out of that coin, and withdrew all of that money, and he pocketed that money. And people are really pissed off at Binance for allowing them to list this coin. So you do get those kind of stories that does happen, and I think now because of this controversy, it's better to let the coin prove itself after a few weeks, let's say a month or so, as YFI as well as Polkadot has started to prove itself. I don't think so. He's not like broken a law or anything. It's just, he went against basically what Binance was about, and the CEO CZ kind of like sort of defended him, and it's like people were really pissed off at the guy, and I don't know what to tell you, but that's just the way it goes. So I mean, I could show you the other coin report as well. Let me just pull up the last one via trend. Hang on here. If anybody else got any questions, so I just showed you volume. I'm going to show you by volume. So again, these coins are a little better. There's one thing by trend, but another way to filter out the bad ones are on volume. So for an example, this coin, Ontology, my report picked it up, and I asked my community, I said, do you guys see the coin that will move tonight? And my question is, I'm just checking it now. Yep, and there it is, 4 o'clock. It had a nice big move up from 78 cents to 86 cents. And I say that because of these reports. So this one I kind of figured was going to moved up about 10% in one bar, and it's done okay. And this is a coin I was watching as well. And this is what I look for. As part of my scripting, I watch all the different types of candlesticks that move and which are predictable. And this one came up, and boom, it moved like within a few hours. Again, not a top pick, but this is going to beat out most stocks. This is going to definitely beat out a lot of forex plays as well. So that went from 78 to almost 10-cent move. So there's a variety of ways of me to look at the markets in the crypto space with these sort of things. And then again, I could start looking at these reports, and I got the different views of the market. But the one that's really reliable is the candlesticks, as well as if you're a Fibonacci guy, I show that here. I've got the trend really works well to filter out the bad ones, and also the volatile ones that will move against you. So that's why this bot is doing really well with all the scripting that I put in together. And I could go on and on and on. So here's another new coin, BZRX. Will this move? Nobody knows. It's got a slight volume to it, but let me put it into Motorway. Let's see what it comes up with. And again, I can watch. So we got BZRX USDT. Again, this is a fairly new one. So this one's kind of going nowhere, and this is another new coin. I don't know the story with this one if it's the same as Sushi, but I don't know. So, but using this stuff, it helps you gauge to get rid of the dog coins and only focus on the ones that will move. You know what I mean? So there is that capability in these things. So there's a variety of ways to look at the markets, and I can go on and on about it. And that's how I'm able to do it from a forecasting point of view. Anybody else got any questions? You got any other questions, Boyd? No? Okay. Anybody else got any questions at all? Ah, you can see my screen okay and you can hear me okay? Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, of course. No problem. Hmm. Yeah, 39, yeah, about 40,000. Yeah, yeah. A lot of it's hype. Yeah, there's a lot of hype to it, obviously. I think it could be manipulated. Like for example, um, yeah, yeah. For example, this is a historical example. There's a coin out there called Compound. Okay, this coin came out. Let me put it maybe monthly view. This coin came out in November. Okay, so basically this just got listed on Binance. So if I was to go into, I don't know, Trading View, and look for that coin. Now, this is the first DeFi coin out there. So this coin came out in November, and it was pumped by one of the leading hedge funds. So if I look for Compound USDT, I think a good one would be maybe, I don't know. Let's just say this one. Okay, so I'm hoping this works. I will tell you, TradingView has gotten really bad lately. So this might not be the best example here. Okay, so I'm just showing you here to show you example of this. So, but I want to show you a chart going all the way back to November. Maybe this one, CoinGecko. So this coin was out in November. Let's see here. Here's a chart. So what I want to show you is I think there's some manipulation going on in the markets. And I think sushi is one of those examples that I hinted at earlier. And the other one, BZRX or whatever it was called. So let me see if I could get a better view. So if I look at a 1 year view, okay, so this thing's almost 10 years old. You can see what happened here. Back in November, doesn't look like I can go that far back. Okay, so anyways, let me just give you an example. Compound came out, and I think it was a classic pump and dump by this venture capital firm. What they did is they said, we got this thing, da 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 da, and they drove it up, same kind of move that you'd see in a penny stock, and then they leave it alone, and then it starts to fall back. I think that's what's going on with a lot of these newer coins. Is YFI as an example. Another one, maybe Polkadot. I don't know. See, the thing is, I don't follow the news on coins. Okay, my bot is smart enough to know how to filter out the bad ones, intelligent enough to know which ones will move, and at the same time, uh, yeah, hey man, that's okay. That's all right. So it's able to just show you what works and what doesn't work. And there's some coins that need to prove itself, as I said earlier. But at the same time, even if a coin is being manipulated, let's say like YFI, and you're able to participate in this ride up, why not, right? Even if it's being manipulated, that's all fine, but you're participating in this ride up. And when that coin starts to start trending down on a long-term basis, then you don't care about the coin anymore. And you might be able to find a new coin like Polkadot as an example. These are just examples. And these are all DeFi coins. So there's certain coins that I can't say are manipulated or not. I do think Compound was one of them. And these current situations with both YFI and Polkadot, I can't say if they're manipulated, but when you're moving from 5,000 to $43,000, I have no qualms in participating in that move up, manipulated or not. And same with this one as well as Polkadot as well. So I'm hoping that answers your question, Adrian. Um, Well, that may be true, but Compound, it took it about 3 months where it started to drop back. Um, so it might not be. I mean, as I've shown you, if you look at a coin like some of the coins that have moved really well, as examples of a band, let's say BAND, this one. This one may have moved up, but look what's happened. That's back in August. It moved up, and where's it gone? It's gone nowhere or has come back down. So does that mean it's manipulated? No, but it's definitely something there in the news to drive up the price of that coin, and that's one thing that I've seen a lot of. Because I've said this before, when you go to Binance, the trend that I have seen a few months ago is Binance will come out, bring out a new coin, and then if it does well, they'll add it to the futures market or the derivatives market, whatever you want to call it, and then that's when the coin starts to die a slow death. That's why I only have the bot only focus on the spot market because that's where there's almost 3 times the volume, as well as you got these newer coins that do come in. A lot of new coins coming in, but as I shown you, Sushi was one, and that other one where they come in, they move up a little bit, and they just drop from there. So that's what you got to be very careful of. Does that answer your question, Adrian? No problem. You got any other questions? No, that's not true. And this is one of the nice things about Binance. If you go into Binance trading rules, and if you do it through through Motivate or through another bot or another platform, there's usually something called the Binance trading rules. And because I only participate in the Tether market, basically, there you like this bot only buys a minimal amount of coins. So in my case, to make a coin a trade, it's the minimum is $10. So you can buy $10 worth of YFI or $10 worth of whatever coin you want. Okay, as long as you meet the minimum rule of the this minimum 10 USD trading rule, which is 10 US dollars essentially. Yeah, yeah. So that make Yeah. So just look up Binance trading rules. And the thing is, if you wanted to trade in Bitcoin, I think this might be the equivalent of maybe $2 or $3. So if you want to trade $2 $3 or whatever a coin in Bitcoin, you can participate in as low as $2 $3, equivalent of Canadian or US dollars. And the same thing would be said as well as Ethereum. But here's the caveat when you trade in any of these other coins. Anything but a stable coin you don't want to trade in because of the volatility. I've experimented this to death. And I've also looked at other stable coins. The one coin to trade time and time again is always Tether. Always. Until something happens to Tether itself. Yeah, it's under fiat, but it's still a crypto. You know? Like, go ahead. Like, like in Bitcoin. So if I was to, this is now again, remember in Binance, right? Look at all the coins. Let's see, BTC. Look at all the coins I could trade here. I could trade in now. These are real fiat currencies. I could trade in ruble, Turkish, Nigeria. I know you could trade in British pounds now, and you could also trade in euro, I believe. And you got now Bitcoin in Australian dollar. So Big Binance is now adding in these real currencies, but not U.S. dollar because they have the tether, right? So you can trade in other real fiat currencies, not like a stable coin fiat currency like a U.S. dollar, but real stable, or sorry, real fiat currency. But the problem is the volume's not there. That's the only caveat. Yeah, yeah, you are. The big ones are XRP, Bitcoin, and XRP, Ripple, right? Right, right, yeah, yeah. And here's something I put a video out yesterday on, and this is what I'm really afraid of where Binance is going. You come to Binance.com, we have now Binance trying to be like a bank. Okay, you have savings and the staking thing and all this stuff and lending. So what I'm saying is Binance is trying to be like a bank, okay? And they now added the Binance Visa card. So guess what's going to happen to Binance in countries like Canada, throughout Europe? Binance is going to get blocked from a lot of these Western markets because they're acting like a bank. The Canadian, the European banks are going to get all scared. They'll petition and lobby their governments to block Binance. And then what happened with Binance in the US will happen elsewhere, be it in Canada, Europe, or wherever. This is what I'm afraid of with Binance. I don't know. I really don't think this is where Binance's strength is. They purposely, in the early days, picked countries like Russia, Nigeria, Turkey, and wherever else because they have virtually no regulation. And they would those were the first first fiat currencies to be traded in. And they also picked out countries because they said that's where most of our customers come from. So all these Western countries may get blocked eventually with Binance Global as we see right now, and it may happen to us in Canada, and it may happen to those in Europe as well. This is what I'm afraid of may happen to Binance. Well, you got to remember the fees, the commission fees for Binance are so low, no bank can compete against them. You know what I mean? That's why they would go out and lobby them. And if they're, I don't know if that's part of their vision. I don't know what the vision of Binance is, but you know, when you start getting into things like savings, offering a Visa card, and doing loans, you're now acting like a bank. And I don't think any of the Canadian banks or the Canadian banking industry is going to be friendly towards that. And will eventually lobby the Canadian government to block them. And that's what happened to, as we talked about with that exchange, the one out of the Caribbean for the derivatives market, BitMEX, for people in Ontario were blocked, right? Because these industries know that they are virtually being threatened by exchanges like Binance. And I could also show you if you look at CoinMarketCap on the volumes of. I mean, I put out a half an hour video on this, okay? And somebody in my chat group asked about this thing called yield earning, yield farming, or I'm just going to do a quick breakdown of this. So in crypto, there's different new classifications segregated out by CoinMarketCap. We have DeFi, which we talked about. We have storage, mineable coins, derivative coins, and then all of them put together. So we have the DeFi coins, which we've talked about, and you can easily go on a CoinMarketCap to figure this out. But it's if people are confused on the segregation of coins and which one does what and for what purpose, you can go in here and figure out here's some of the coins in the um, by volume. Let me see here. So we got the DeFi coins, which Chainlink is number one. You'll get the YFI in there as well. I don't know. Yeah, right here. So yeah, here. So you can see here by volume, Chainlink is number one. Number two is Yearn Finance. And there was a coin that was very hyped a few weeks ago called UMA, but my system hasn't traded it. You can see the performance of this thing. Does well, 15 to 20. and drops back again. So it hasn't really gone anywhere, and that shows on the volume, right? So that's DeFi coins. So if you come back in here and then you look at this thing called storage coin, these don't move a lot. But I just wanted to show you something here. Okay, let's hope that this works. Yes. Okay, so there's a coin put out by BitTorrent that has some volume, not a lot, and that's the number one coin. And then you get a coin called C coin, which was pretty hot last year. And then these other coins, this is a new coin that's just been listed called Ocean. But the BTT one, BitTorrent, makes sense because if you use a bit like torrents and using from BitTorrent, the network, the piracy software network, they have their own coins. So they must have some coin out there that you can use to store tokens in. And you notice that they call them tokens as well. And then there's coins and tokens. So there is now a differentiation between the two. And then you have the mineable coins and so forth. But it's really confusing. And then you get into the actual exchanges themselves. And as I said, there's a spot exchange, the derivatives exchange. If I was to show you the spot exchange, that's the one we're talking about, and the ones I'm showing you with the one market my bot participates in. Number one is Binance, and then these are the listings of the other exchanges. And then the other type of exchange are the derivatives, which includes futures and options as well. But in there as well, number one is Binance. So if people wanted to know why Binance, I'm showing you why, because it's the number one exchange out there. But funny enough, I just found this yesterday. Kraken is number two in the derivatives market, and it's not that far behind Binance. So if people are in the US struggling where to go, Kraken might be a really good exchange to go into as Kraken, not Coinbase, just for the derivatives market. So that's just take note on that. Anybody got any questions so far on that? And then I'm still trying to wrap my head on what these yield farming things are, and it just is so confusing. I really don't know. And there's staking in Binance, and I could go on, and it's really confusing. But that doesn't matter because what I care about is what my bot does, and when it's making money there. Well, let me go over to Binance to show you what I see. So I'll give you an example. So if you come under here under staking, right? So I think this is to the benefit of Binance. This is like an equivalent of a mutual fund or an ETF, okay? So they have all these different projects, let's say called Band, okay? So they'll do a stake now, and this is what they'll do. I don't know how to show you the project or the rules, how it works. But basically what they do is they have, you put X amount of dollars in or capital into that coin or that project, and you keep it in there for a year, you get back a 50% return. So that's all fine and good, but you've locked away money that now Binance is holding, which is your money, which sounds fine and good, but if you have a bot like the one I'm showing you now that is performing like 8% a day, and you're not tying up your capital, it would make more sense to still participate in these newer coins that if you could find a strategy that works, you're better off just to do what I'm doing, just stay in the spot market. That's true. That's true. That's true. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 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 I'm just showing you the options out there. But people are asking on my chat group, I'm like, okay, go ahead. And I will say from what I see, Binance is pretty well, I'm hoping, a trustworthy place to park money in. Okay, I wouldn't put your life savings into it because it's not regulated. If it in the states it's regulated, okay, there's no doubt that Binance is regulated. But when I see this coming back to coin market cap, this is where I get concerned. Where's my coin market cap? Right here. So I'm under the derivatives. You see Kraken up here. BitMEX is number 3. and you got to go all the way down somewhere to find the volume of Binance US for the futures market. So Binance US is not very strong in the futures market volume wise, whereas Kraken's number two. So if you are going to participate in the derivatives market, you want to be in Kraken based upon what I'm seeing here. But coin selection is another story. But it sounds like Kraken's getting into staking as well. So, there's good options. And the thing is with Kraken in the States, it's regulated. So you're protected. And I would assume that US protection would probably fall under a Canadian as well. So there's that advantage. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's really overwhelming. But one thing I want you to pay attention to is this volume. If you were going to say focus on Binance Global, it's 4 billion a day, whereas with the spot market, it's much higher. I think it's going to be about 9 billion a day in the spot market. Um, so yeah, it's $8 billion. So it's double the derivative market. So yeah, you're better off to participate in the spot market and trying to look for those coins that will move. But again, we've already established that which ones will be good, which ones won't be is another story. Because people were putting a lot of hype on sushi, and then the guy just decided, okay, I'm going to cash out and withdraw $12 million. And then what happens to all the people on Binance that bought it? They got crushed, and they weren't happy. And I don't blame them. So that can happen, or something like that can happen. Anybody else got any questions or comments? Hey, man. Yeah, that's right. And here's a question you might be able to ask yourself: is this site CoinMarketCap is owned by Binance? Okay, so this could be. Do we trust this? I can't say, but it may be Binance's way to say, "Oh, look at us, we're number one, yay, yay, yay," because they own this website. But there's been another source out there that I posted in my Facebook group a few weeks ago, and they said Coinbase Pro is not that far behind the volume of Binance. Okay. The problem with Coinbase is when you look at the coin selection, and the same could be said with Kraken. Again, this is for the US market, is your coin selection is not that great. That's the problem. But again, we can't do anything about it. But you can still participate in the markets. I don't know. Let me see. I know Coinbase coin selection. Let's see here. Where can I find it? But it's not that many for Coinbase. No, 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 not really. See, here's the thing. If I go back to CoinMarketCap, now there's the days before Binance took over CoinMarketCap. In here, CoinMarketCap, um, let's say you have CoinMarketCap. Oh, sorry, I'm just going to exchange here. Yeah, so they got rid of the metric. Before CoinMarketCap was taken over by Binance, CoinMarketCap had two different classifications when it came to exchange volume. And one of the exchanges they listed was OKX. And they said, "Oh, you can't trust that exchange. That's why it's not listed here." And I think one of the reasons why Binance got rid of OKX is because OKX was the closest competitor to Binance, so they just got rid of it. Now, can you trust OKX? No, because I've seen the reports say OKX will cheat you. Um, and the thing is that they offer more coins, and there's other exchanges out there that offer more coins. But again, what can you trust or not trust? As I said, I will trust Binance over a lot of these exchanges, except with, obviously having more confidence with the US based ones because they're regulated. But with Binance, there is a form of filtering out the corrupt coins with the bad, with the back in the day when they had the initial coin offerings that went bad. Binance didn't just list any of those bad coins, but OKX did. So when it comes to OKX, they probably have more coins than Binance. But in terms of listings and being a safe listing, Binance is the exchange to be on. I mean, there's going to be the odd exception with the sushi thing going on, but I don't think Binance really saw that coming.
So things will only get better when the regulation is in place, isn't it?
Yes and no, because Binance has proven to have coins like these, like YFI, Polkadot, but no other coins have them. I shouldn't say that.
The exchanges, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, it depends. Like from a competitive standpoint, I knew about Compound that coin back in May June, and it was a hot performer. And from a competitive standpoint, Coinbase was the first exchange to add that coin, and that was when Compound was still fairly hot. And then I'm going, why isn't Binance adding that coin? So from a competitive reason, certain exchanges will add hot coins that other exchanges won't. So that can happen. But from what I've been seeing over the last, let's say, month, Binance lists the latest and the hottest DeFi coins, and I think last week we went through a bunch of them, right? But then on the other hand, now we have a situation where yes, a coin will get listed, but might not necessarily guarantee it's going to move from the get go. It has to be on the exchange to show itself. And what I'm seeing now, YFI and Polkadot are starting to do exactly that, where they're maturing and they're starting to move up. And it's because of the positive news probably going out there to the more mainstream news outlets in the world of crypto. And that's why I think they're starting to move. Does it make sense? I don't know if that answers people's questions, but so I mean that's the whole synopsis of what I'm seeing with the crypto space. Will it change? Absolutely. Because I've shown that you got the big coins that are not moving anymore. And even the coins, like I said, the band that was moving, moved a few months ago. I've shown it's gone flat. Another coin we talked about a few months ago was VET, which is WeChain. And this is done really well, and then look at where it goes. It goes from virtually nothing. Well, let me put in a 1 week chart in there. It moves up and then it just drops back down again. So a lot of these coins get hyped up, they get added to the futures market, and then they just, I won't say die a slow death, they just go sideways or start to kind of go down. And right now, you have to stay on top of the coins that are moving. And the ones that I'm seeing are moving right now is this one, Theta. Neo recently has been moving quite a bit. YFI's been moving. And another coin that I haven't shown here is Tron. And I think it was Adrian that asked why one of the coins move. There's a variety of reasons. And one of the other reasons why a coin will move, you can see here, it's gone from 2 cents to 4 cents all the way up to whatever. And that coin moved Tron because it moved because of certain coins like Neo just is starting to move now because news came out that it just partnered with one of the hot DeFi coins, right? And this probably happened with Tron as well, and that was last week. So there's a variety of things that will drive and move a coin. Can it be predictable? No. But ultimately, what you want to watch for, your best friend is always, always, always trend. Always. You want to use that trend line as a way uh, to measure the overall trend of a of a coin. And the best way to do it when you measure the coin and it crosses up into that trend, or the price crosses the trend line, that's when your entry can take place. So you could easily set all this up yourself in uh, something like YFI, or sorry, in MotoWave. Um, and in fact, last night it was last night. Let me just pull up an hourly coin. So this happened last night as an example. So around here, I turned on my bot. In around here, the coin moved. Okay, it moved up, gave me a nice 7% return. So I told people get in on it, and you could just set yourself up, do an order, and set up your own stop loss and take profit, and be able to automate your trade As simple as that. And you could probably say the same thing with Polkadot as well. I mean, let's see a 1 hour chart. You could probably set the same thing up where you could set up an order and set up your typical take profit stop loss that you would in any other platform. So you could do that as well if you're not strong in in crypto. And the other thing is, I've noticed if you do have MotiveWave, if you do a scan, so let's say I have noticed this thing as well. I'm just giving this as a tip. Let's say we have a scan here. Okay, yeah, here. So I have here a feature called scanner. Now there's a bunch of types actually. I do a harmonic scan. I do Elliott. I do think you can use the Elliott wave scanner somewhat to be able to see uh, overall what will move. So here I have 159 pairs or coins, and they're all in USDT. So I'll just let this thing run. So if you're not strong in programming, but you do have MotiveWave, as a tip, you might want to play around with this type of scanning if you have it in the edition of MotiveWave that you have, and they'd be able to play around with this to see if this works. But I have seen the Elliott scanning, standard Elliott setup, and it seems to work okay. And only focus on those that will give you a long, uh, and it has an excellent score. And that's another way to measure overall if that coin will move or not. Just another way out of box with MotiveWave. So I'll just let this run. Any else got any questions in the meantime?
Well, where do we go from here? This thing gets blocked.
If it get
Yeah, I mean the whole bottom.
oh well, okay, you're based in the U.S. I know. So as it's shown, I think you would want to move into Kraken. I don't know if you know, um, but with the new MotiveWave 6.24, you now Kraken is now supported in MotiveWave, and MotiveWave now supports Coinbase as well. So you do have the ability to trade in Coinbase and to trade in Kraken with MotiveWave. Okay, that's just been added like a month ago, 2 months ago. Okay, so that's the best way to do that. So the scan's been completed. Uh, the only thing we see is this one right here. Is this coin right here. Zcash is an example. So if I look at that, you might be able to see things that I might not be able to see. And let's just check it out. So it is moving up, and that's on a 15-minute chart, hourly chart. Again, you can use the studies and the strategies out of box, whatever edition you get, to play with that. The best thing I could suggest if you're new to it is to work with strategies that are built for volatile assets. One strategy, as far as I know, that will work is I think it's called Vidya. There's a strategy, yeah, right here. This one called Vidya strategy. This may be something you may be able to play around with when it comes to all your parameters. So this out of box strategy may be a good option for those that are not strong in trading, or sorry, strong in programming and want a out of box strategy. This one might be a good one because it's really built for volatile or oscillating coins, which I'd say 90% of all the coins out there work. So you can see here, it kind of works. You get these little bars, and you got short here. You got all okay. That might not be the best, but here you got a nice long.
Volatile.
Yeah, but this strategy is built for that. It's built for volatility, and all you got to do is just activate it. Boom, and off it goes, and you set yourself up for.
So like breakout strategies then?
Again, you'd have to go through that, but the problem is, here's the weakness of MotiveWave is that with MotiveWave, you can't apply a strategy to multiple number of coins. That's the weakness of MotiveWave. When you start up a strategy, it's a one-to-one relationship with that instrument, right? So you can only have one strategy and open it up to for that one instrument. But here's what I could tell you: if you go to MotiveWave and you tell them, "Hey, I want a," or you say, "Brian tells me I want the ability to have one strategy and have it automatically applied to multiple instruments," and more people that put that request out there, the faster they'll make that happen. Because once they can make that happen, you're going to have not just a really good, which MotiveWave is already at, but it will put MotiveWave beyond. It'll put it into the stratosphere in terms of functionality. Because now, if you have a strategy and you just tell it only focus on those fast-moving uh, coins, like from a screening perspective, and apply that strategy to all those multiple instruments and just do it out of box, you got a lot of power there. But they haven't built that yet, and it is on their to-do list. But the more people that demand that, the faster it will get implemented. And I think one of the reasons why they were so quick to add Binance is because of the YouTube playlist I have out there. And I've always said Binance, Binance, Binance for MotiveWave, and eventually it got done. And then they added the U.S. ones, Kraken and Coinbase, because there's a lot of Americans that want that for their country to add both Kraken and Coinbase to MotiveWave, and they now have done that. And same with the support for Linux as well. So there is that as well. But the best thing to do from a strategy point of view is go through each of these strategies. The best one I could recommend specifically for crypto is, because it's so volatile, is a mean reverting strategy. So if you were to look at, let's say, um, Bitcoin as an example in USDT, okay, be it, I don't know, that's all it does for the last, let's say, I don't know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It just, like right here, it just mean reverts, right? A lot of the time, or even on a daily basis. I mean, it just mean reverts. You'll get some upswings, but it'll mean revert back to its, or revert back to its mean. So there are some strategies that you can probably get that are mean reverting in MotiveWave. So that's a really good option from a MotiveWave perspective. So there's just, and I don't know if you guys know, but you can easily build a watch list. Here I've got a watch list for my USDT coins. So in here, I've dealt with the support. I've got my percent change. So now, just from MotiveWave itself, I could see which coins are moving right now. And you can see which ones are moving. And that's based on, what's the date? I don't know what time period this is built off of. But you can build a screener that works right, again, out of box with MotiveWave. Okay, and then if you know that ontology, remember what I said, that ontology could be moving? Well, it looks like it's moved 10%. So then, knowing that, I could say, okay, I'm going to build, or apply, just for now, apply a strategy to ontology as it's moving. So you have the same access to what I have right within MotiveWave itself. You just got to know how to kind of do it. And you have all these different coins to play with. BNB Bull, PNT, I've never heard of that, Waves. And these are coins moving above 4%. You know what I mean? And you just got to play around knowing what to look for. But I will tell you, if you want to know the real way to do it, is build a watch list in MotiveWave, build it around USDT as the market to play in the spot, and just build out all the coins that support USDT. And then here you go. You know which ones are moving in USDT right now. You can see ontologies drop back. So, I mean, that's just the best way to do it. And you could watch this and just apply manually, or from a discretionary standpoint, just apply stop losses and standard, or better yet, let me see. Yeah. So let's say if I'm going to do a buy, apply a trail stop loss, right? I mean, not many platforms support that. So you just apply your trail stop loss.
basically like forex platform.
It's the same. It's the exact same. This thing will work on anything, be it futures, forex, or stock. That's why I would strongly recommend people just toss away whatever you got and move to MotoWave. This is the best platform that I've seen out there, bar none. I mean, just
You just have to get used to
yeah, or just playing with it. But I'm just giving you some guidance on where to go if you're not a strong programmer. I mean, for crypto, I would probably build, if you can, a watch or sorry, a scanner built off of Elliott Wave, and this will tell you what could move, right? Which doesn't seem that. What's that?
I said, wow, that's pretty great.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then you could also build a watch list, as I shown you here, and it tells you what's moving. You can just manually watch it. So there's different ways to play with it with no need of programming whatsoever. And this could be applied to forex, to whatever your broker is, because they support it. They support over 30 different brokers out there, all the big ones: futures, forex, stock, interactive brokers, IQ feed. I mean, it's just, and then you get all this.
With everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming, but I'm just giving you the idea what I think works so far, what I'm seeing for people that don't have any idea how to trade crypto with MotoWave. And I'm giving you two hints that I've seen so far. The harmonic scans will not work for crypto, but from what I've seen with forex and CFD, harmonic scans will work. But there seems to be maybe some relevancy that it will work. Elliott Wave will work for crypto, and then you know it's going to move or not. So, um, I mean that's the best advice I can give you. And there's just so much here, man. It's crazy. I mean, you
Very powerful.
yeah. The thing is, you could build a watch list, or sorry, a scanner, and the power to make money in trading overall. I'm not gonna lie, is with scanners. And then here, if you go under a new scan, you can either build an Elliott wave or harmonic, or use any study available, um, which has got over 200, I think, nearly 300 studies to choose from. So, for instance, let's say if I choose a new scanner called what do I want to? Yeah, here I'm just kind of confused. I know something's messed up here. Okay, so I'm going to choose new scan. Oh man, something messed up. Let me just start again here. Okay, so if I choose a custom, okay, here we go. So if I choose a simple one, would be like RSI, right? Uh, so I'll call it RSI scanner, just as an example. Go next, and then I could choose whatever I want. If it's going to be for one instrument, or in my case, I've created a watch list for all of the USDT coins. So I have the one called USD coins, right? And I go, okay, go next. And then I could choose my time period, what kind of bar I want, if it's a Renko, a tick, a bid ask line. A lot of people use Renko, your intervals, da da da. And again, there's just so much power to this. And now I'm going to choose RSI. So I have all these different types of RSI strategies, right? So if I just a plain vanilla uh, RSI, right, and go okay, and then I have my customary, you know, parameters I can play with here, okay, and add. And now I can choose the minimum bars, so I can go as far back as I want, use a time period, and edit that, okay, and then go next. And so I can now build in an operator, which means that if my RSI goes over, let's say, I don't know, 65, let's see here. Yeah, let's say 65. Okay, I could program that to be a signal for an entry. So if I go scan or start it, let's see what it comes up with. And you got so many studies to play around with this and all the different parameters and ones that will give you a signal or not. So it looks like this one's going to be really slow. There's a lot of things you can play with, but again, it depends upon what type of addition you get. But I mean, I had somebody talk about this open source trading platform called Zoro Trade, and I'm like, why would I go blow my brains out trying to get that working versus spending 250 and playing with this and learn about trading what works or what doesn't. I could go on and on about this endlessly. Like another thing, I could do a back test. I don't know if you guys have seen this. So let's say if I want to do a back test, let's see if I could do this fairly easily. I talked about watch list. I can't remember if it's trade history. Yeah, strategy optimizer. So what I could do here is I create this new back tester. So I'm going to call this, just call it tests, or any, I could use any of these studies available, okay? So if I use, again, the RSI, okay, and this is a strategy now. So I'm just showing you as just a simple example. So I'm going to do a back test against all of those USDT coins, those 150 whatever. So I could set up my parameters. Can also put in my trading options as well, okay? And then go next. And then I'm going to choose USDT. All those USDT coins go next. And then I'm going to just, for speed purposes, I can select any time period I want. So I'm going to choose, let's say, a 2-week time period. Go next. And then I could set up a false initial account. If I want, I could put it in the slippage. So it's going to, I'm just showing you this for speed purposes. It's going to go in, do its thing. And now what it's going to do is going to show me all of the coins that have performed really well, which doesn't show anything right now, but it'll show some losses. So this strategy is not a great strategy for crypto. So this is another way to find out if you have certain coins that you can use, or sorry, certain strategy you can use to figure out what is good for crypto. So if I go back in here and just choose that video one, just as an example, so let me just cancel out of here. I'm going to run this again. This time I'll call it the video. And remember, you could customize and build your own strategies, but this strategy is built for volatility, okay? So I go, okay. So I'm going to do a back test. And then I'm going to do the same thing, just keep everything all default, but you can play around with all of these options. Go next. So you do the same thing with your watch list, in my case USDT. Next. So I can select the period. So I'm going to go back, let's say June 1st is fine. And I'll put in, just to speed up the test, go weekly, let's say, using standard bar data. Next. Finish. So I'll run it. And it'll go into that data and looking for any coins that show most profit. So nothing showing profit, except maybe this one, REN USDT. But there, you could quickly find which strategies are doable with crypto, not just based upon the strategy, but also using your time frame as well. Because I'm just doing weekly, and I'm only showing weekly. No, yeah. It goes back to June 1st. But if I was to do an hourly time frame or even a 5-minute time frame, you'll see profit exactly. But I'm just showing you the methods that you could use to look for which strategies will give you a high profit based on that time frame, and then which coins are giving you highest potential profit. And then let's say if we show, and we know that Ren is a profitable coin, then it'll give you the exact time when it would have traded and the time and your profit and loss. So again, this is biweekly, so it won't show anything. But if I was to break it down to uh, hourly, you probably get a much higher profit, and you'll be able to figure out which coin will show you the best profit for that strategy. So that's one thing. So in here, if you go back to the same thing, and I just showed you a back test, so we're calling this the strategy optimizer. So now, if I go in here, new, and now I can do a what they call a walk forward, okay, and then choose that same strategy, which was the video. I'll be able to forecast which coins will give me the best profit using this strategy um, and using a particular time frame. So if I do a walk forward, go through next, and then just I don't know, you play around with these parameters. Yeah, it's very powerful, and this is for forecasting. Okay, so now you use the same watch list. Okay, everything stays the same, just using default. So it's using the data from the past data from June 1st. Sorry, June 13th. Same thing, initial account value. Go next, um, finish, and is now a forecast on what should give you the best profit potential using this 2-week data time frame. Yeah. So now I know maybe XRP might be the one to trade because it gives me the highest profit using 2-week time frame using this particular strategy. So knowing that you have a strategy now that will give you potentially $16 of profit for XRP with this particular strategy, which is the video one, this is a perfect way to play with MotiveWave to figure out which coin or whatever instrument is going to give you optimal return moving forward. So that's one way to play with MotiveWave and know what strategy to use. And if you were a bet man, you have $100, you could have gotten back whatever it forecasts as a return. So that's probably the easiest way to play with MotiveWave and be able to forecast what coins will give you the best, will forecast the most profit and for a particular strategy. The only reason I'm using this video strategy is because that one seems to work pretty good for volatility. Or maybe this volatility index might be a good strategy as well. So there's lots to it that's very powerful, and this will work with any data set, any broker. Could be again forex, stock, futures, whatever. It'll work for. But I will. Yeah, this is out of box with MotiveWave, right? Yeah, and this is the power of MotiveWave. So if you're not a strong programmer, this is the what I would do using MotiveWave. And I think I've shown this strategy before, this study before as well. Let me just see if I can X out. Now, again, what I'm about to show you is the high end study. Okay, it's called the Hearst. I think you guys have yeah, but this is just for the new people. So in MotiveWave, they have a study called Hearst. Hearst Hearst cycles are very powerful. As I said, there's a reason why this particular study is in the premium edition of MotiveWave, the Ultimate, which is like a $2,000 plus edition. But I'll just show you what this can do. So what you could do is, let's say if we know YFI is going to move, what I could do is do something like this. Okay, and I can it will calculate using historical data and figure out what high potential entry points will be to give you profit. So let's just see if I can get everything lined up properly. There's gonna be a lot of color to this, okay? So that didn't go too well. Okay, I have to pull up. So let's say I'm gonna apply this to I'm gonna do my YFI. So let's say we know YFI is gonna move. Okay, let's just say why we know Wi-Fi is going to move. And let's say we want to trade on, give me a time period that you guys want. So let's say 2 hours, okay? So hopefully this will speed up as we speak. Oh, we could do it with Tron maybe. Let's do it with Theta. Okay, so we have a daily chart. So I'm now going to apply this Hurst cycle to it. So I'm going to pick off all these options. And again, these are options you can play with. There's a good study guide for it. And as I said, there's a lot of color to it. So what this means right here is you can see these lines right here, these diamonds. The diamonds are telling you, based upon historical data, that it will forecast when the next classic entry will be. So if I was to be able to unfreeze this guy, let me just quit and release some memory here. Oh, don't worry, dude. It will forecast whatever this time period here is going to forecast when the next classic entry will be for a major leg up. Unfortunately, it looks like my system's running out of memory, but that's what the Hurst cycle does. You're going to look for either a triple diamond or sometimes four diamonds, and these little circles will tell you if you follow them to here, to this guy right here, whatever this lands on a daily basis, daily time frame basis, that will tell you most likely based upon historical performance when the next entry will be and when the next leg up will be. And you can apply that to any strategy you want. Yeah, sorry, I just yeah. Let me. Okay, I'll just apply this to vet. Let's say. Um, okay, that's a good point. So this chews up a lot of memory. So I'm probably going to have to get rid of something to be able to pull this off. Let's see what I can get rid of. I got a lot of stuff running on this system here. So let me just hope this works. Okay, so yeah, it's not going to work, but yeah, but you can see right here, double diamond, double diamond, double diamond. It does work. I mean, here's a double diamond moved up, double diamond. This definitely moved up. This double diamond here kind of moved up. So it does work. And right here, this double diamond, that's when it's going to move up. So historically, I wouldn't show this unless I felt confident that it worked, because it does. And it's just using this classic um, strategy based upon historical. And it's one of the best indicators or studies that I've seen in motive wave. And that's why it's at the high, very, very high end, because it seems to work pretty good. No, man, because I got this thing, man. Like 9%, 8%, 4%. Yeah, I would use it.
So that's why you said $2,000
For which?
for that.
Wi-Fi?
No, the strategy, yeah, the one with the diamond.
Well, it's an indicator. It's a Hearst study.
But it's in the high-end
Yeah,
package.
yeah. It's in the edition of Motorwave. If I go over to it, in here, Motorwave, you will see that it will list her cycle in the high end edition version. Of course, they're not stupid, but that's one of the incentives for people to get the ultimate edition, because this thing seems to work pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say a $2,000 bet, but in here, Hearst will be listed somewhere in here. There you go, Hearst right here. You got the Elliott Waves tool pack, advanced Elliott Wave. I mean, this version I have, they have this thing called an automated Elliott Wave. There's so much I'm not even using of MotoWave.
Yeah, but you have all the time to go through all this.
No, I agree, but but
So far,
but I'm just showing you what I'm seeing that can help folks that don't. But there's
I
so
understand, but why? How do they draw these things? I mean, it's just
It's like the ultimate, yeah. I mean, there's a lot in the standard edition for 250. I mean, why would I spend my time with an open source platform when I got this for 250 bucks? You know what I mean? You would be, yeah, especially if you're not a strong programmer. But with MotoWave, it's going to save you a lot of heavy lifting. It does all the complicated stuff that you build that you need just to have in any platform. It's all here in MotoWave. And it's open enough where you can do all kinds of stuff if you got advanced enough with Java, the programming language, and build a lot of like I've built my own studies as well. Some work, some don't work, and I'm able to see from. I'll give you a couple examples. I mean, I could go on and on about it. So, for instance, let's say for crypto, if I have people that go, "What studies work?" and I'll go, I don't know. Let's say this one called the Chaikin oscillator. Okay, let me pull up a chart here. I'm gonna clear off some of this stuff because I think this is what's chewing up the processing time. Which? Sushi? Okay, pull it up. Sure. Okay, that's a good one. Yeah, that's true. But the problem is not enough history on it. It's only been out for a couple of weeks, so there's not. Yeah, even if I was to do some kind of basic back test on it, I don't think there's not enough data on it to have it work. That's the problem. So just so you know, I'm just bringing in my Windows system that's got a lot more memory, and I'll be able to do hosting on that thing with Zoom, so I won't run into these problems of lack of memory. So that I just set up tonight. So hopefully next week I'll be on a Windows system, and if I had to use MotoWave, I'll be able to run everything in Moto because I'll have enough memory. With MotoWave right now, this thing's dying because I have a lot going on. I'm recording this thing. I mean, there's a lot happening on this system. That's why it's really slow. Normally, MotoWave's not like this, but I'm just not meeting the minimum requirements. But I mean, next week I could go over and do a whole powwow of MotoWave if you want me to do that. You want me to do that next week? And then you guys because I know a good chunk of you got MotoWave, and even if people watching this, they could get the community edition and be able to play around with it and line up some questions. Yeah, yeah. Well, from a standpoint on as a Canadian, yeah, it's much easier to set up a Binance account because now you can do the Visa debit thing right into in the account. Couple of weeks. Yeah, yeah, it should be pretty fast with the new starting this week. Yeah, yeah. Good to good, man. Like I said, I still have to update my account because I want to fund it with a couple of. I don't know how much I'm going to put in yet, but I'm willing to put in now a couple of like scale up my trading up to a few $100s per day. Right now it was yeah, yeah, yeah. And the thing is, what I'm liking, what I'm seeing with Binance is we talked about all the new direction that they're going. If they keep it available in Canada, now you can do all the stuff you would find on a regular bank, like staking, savings, loans, the Visa debit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree. But Binance is awesome, and as I shown also in the crypto coin market cap, I've shown you the volume as well. It's mushroomed. I've seen as high as $15 billion about a week ago, and right now I showed you just the spot market was 8 billion, but a week, 2 weeks prior, it was up to 15 billion just in the spot market. and the volume of Binance is just humongous. I mean, remember we checked out DeFi Pulse, the volume of just the volume of DeFi. I mean, for all the new people on here, we've talked about DeFi. We know that DeFi is moving, and this has just started. Let's say in July, 1.3, sorry, 1.9 billion per day, and it peaked almost to 10 billion a day. It's dropped off a little bit because of the tank that happened last week, but it's coming back again. And where it will probably start to build even further is once they release the official Ethereum 2, which is projected to come out in November. So once that, yeah, yeah, that's what I got. That was said in one of the articles I posted in my Facebook group. But here's the leading volume on DeFi Pulse. Like I said, we've got YFI's in there. I've always liked Maker. It's not been doing a lot. Balancers in there. This one's been moving quite a bit. SNX, Compound I talked about, but it's not. The volume's not like Maker at 1.2 billion, and it's just more and more is being added to these DeFi coins. It's absolutely incredible, the growth of it, and there's more utilities being brought into DeFi as well. Right now, as we talked like a month ago, where everything's built off of the Ethereum chain, and then now there's Lightning, and then as is hinted a month ago, let's say they're going to start adding the same technologies into the Bitcoin blockchain as well. That's when it's going to really take off because of the volume and the size of Bitcoin. But I don't see any. What you got to watch is this chart right here on DeFi Pulse. This is what determines the future of DeFi because this is the volume per day of DeFi. It's dropped off a little bit, but you can see it's come back quite fiercely since everything. And yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're going from 1.2 billion per day to nearly 10 billion a day in a matter of 2-3 months. And this little chart will take off like crazy, and it'll be very similar to what you'll see with these kind of moves with you know the ones to watch. I think right now, at least on MotoWave, is this move right here. Like I said, from 5,000 to $42,000 on YFI. I mean, hello. And then we also got this other one. This one's going to move too. Is USDT Polkadot. From 2,000 all the way to 6.5. So these are the ones that are going to move. I mean, I haven't looked at Maker, and I've always looked at Maker doing quite well as well. I mean, that one hasn't moved as much, but from 500 to 850 is pretty good. I mean, it's dropped off a bit, but like I said, you got to stay on top of these coins. But the ones that I'm seeing that are moving right now, YFI and DOT are the ones moving right now, and that's where it's at. So I don't know. You guys got any other questions or comments at all? I mean, I
I
blab.
got a comment, Brian. For that DeFi pulse thing, did the drop correspond to when Bitcoin's price dropped to 12 from 12 to 10,000?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I think so. So September 1st to
So the volume was coming
the
back.
8th. Yeah, yeah. Well, the volume's coming back, but here's the reason why it dropped off. I didn't know why. As I said, I don't. I know, Dave. You just joined. What happened was when you look at this coin, we've just talked about it. Is this move right here, the sushi? There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype on sushi, and then one of the big things was that it was to be added to to Binance. And you see it tanked. The reason it tanked was because the founder withdrew a lot of a lot of that capital out. Like he made $12 million on that, and that had a heavy, heavy hit on Ethereum, where Ethereum lost 30% because of that event. I think that's one of the reasons why Ethereum dropped so much because of that. There's this huge fiasco that's gone on among the customers of. I'll just show you the Ethereum USDT. So this drop, what I'm talking about here, from 475 to about, let's say, 335. So that's a 30% drop overall, and that ties into the volume of this as well. And that's a lot. That event was supposedly driven because of this guy at Sushi decided, yeah, I'm going to take all the money out, and everyone lost confidence in DeFi. Everything tanked. So I don't know what kind of.
Yeah, because it just took a day to jump up, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. It's a
And then
pump.
it dropped like yeah.
It's a classic pump and dump. Now I don't know how they're going to prevent that, and that's why I'd be a little leery on these new listings, and let the coin
Yeah, I
hopefully
heard about this. It's because they forked Uniswap and then they had their own token.
something like that.
And
I
then
don't.
it's gonna increase so much. Whereas I think now Uniswap is even coming out with their own token, or there's rumors that they're gonna have one.
I guess so. I can't keep on top of it, but all I hear about is sushi,
But
sushi, sushi.
if you rode it and you saw it, you wouldn't be complaining, right?
Yeah, if you're the guy who started the coin, for sure. But
Yeah, even you just followed him if you saw it and you know.
yeah, but it's no different than what happens in penny stocks as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing.
But
But I mean, penny stocks they're always. I think those guys, the boiler room guys.
well, it's like what we talked about in the past. I know there's some forex people on this. Um, Forex, the asset class is fine. Where the cheating happens is at the broker level. That's why I'm not a big fan of forex as much. I haven't talked about that, but as we've talked about since the summer, this is why I do crypto and mostly only cryptos, because there's no cheating when it comes to forex. There probably could be, but it's not as prevalent in a lot of the retail forex brokers. And the other thing, to get a decent return, as in crypto, you gotta have leverage, and if you get that call wrong, you're gonna get blown out, and that's the danger of forex. But the thing, yeah, 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 I don't know.
I think nothing beats crypto. I mean, forex is you don't have many choices. Just in, 8 major currencies
Yeah, yeah,
to play with.
and you gotta worry about the spread to break even, and then you gotta pray that you get a 0.001%, right? So I'm not. I'm just. I'm just. I'm just. Well, okay. Well, let's look at Finance Yahoo. They got a good snapshot of everything out there that's major. So if I go to Yahoo Finance, and remember I shown you how Bitcoin and Ethereum, just those two coins, will easily outperform both gold and forex and stock. I've shown you that, right? And look here. This is the market today. All the red that you have, including crude oil. VIX may move. Okay, here's this doesn't move as much. Look at this little peanut move on the biggest coin out, or biggest forex pair out there. 0.0093 right now. Yeah, yeah. And when
That's why you need to borrow a lot of money, isn't
they
it?
yeah, exactly. But look,
Otherwise, that's why it's only the big guys. I mean, you need
but
to
but but
borrow billions of dollars.
but look at Bitcoin. It alone, it moved 3.46%. Just Bitcoin itself. And it's outbeat everybody, all the instruments. I mean, look at this: USD, Japan yen, British pound against the US dollar. These are tiny moves compared to Bitcoin, and they aren't even factoring in the large moving coins like the YFIs and the other one, the dot polka dot. This is why crypto's huge. I mean, it blows the doors, and this is just on a daily view. Imagine what you on a 3 month or a 6 month view. You know, the Nikkei, no, it's 0.78. 0.78. Yeah, but the thing is that crypto has bigger moves, and you don't need leverage to make those moves happen. But day by day, chances are that your crypto is going to easily outperform any of the other major assets out there. Well, let me just try to see if I can show that. I think I've shown this before. No, it's not because that's all tied to the U.S. dollar. Because if U.S. dollar goes up, that's a very predictable trade for any bonehead trader. If they know that U.S. dollar is going to go up, everybody's going to pour money into the U.S. dollar. But when you look at um, gold moves against the direction of U.S. dollar, so if U.S. dollar moves up, then there's no performance in gold. And I could also say the same thing with crypto as well. So that's the one to watch. And it could be said the same with the US markets as well. Everything comes back to the US, the performance of the US dollar. Let me just see if I can show here a watch list here. So let's say if I put in GSPC, which is the GSPC, which is S&P 500, and I do a comparison to, okay, so that would be, let's say we do a year to date. Okay, that's just a fair date. And then we do, I can't remember how to do a comparison. Um, yeah, this always changes. So give me a second here. I know I could do a comparison here. Uh, Comparison. So I'm going to put in Bitcoin. Okay. So let's see if I can find the right Bitcoin. There's so many Bitcoin. Let's say if I choose this one, the NYSE Bitcoin. So do you see any difference there in that chart? Usually I'm able to show this. Let me just scale out here. Let me just scale out of this guy. Nope. But usually, so if I do a comparison, so we have GSPC. I can't see my GSPC. But let's, oh, okay, so I don't know why it's not showing the, okay, bad choice. Okay, so let me choose gold. Okay, that's a future contract. Okay, so here's gold. Okay, so gold looks like it's outperforming the S&P. And then if I put in, let's say, Bitcoin, I don't know which one I should use. Bitcoin Liquid Index, Bitcoin Capital. Okay, so I'm going to choose one of these. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so we're looking for a purple. And do you see that? This is what I hate. This used to work so much better. This is what's that?
Is this gold and Bitcoin that you're?
Well, we got gold. We got gold, which is up 0.25 for gold, and just slightly higher than the S&P. But for some reason, I'm not able to see the Bitcoin here. Okay, let me take this one out and see if that means anything. Nope. I don't know what's going on with this. But sorry about that. I don't know why it's not being overlaid properly.
Try Bitcoin Liquid Index.
Yeah, okay.
That's NASDAQ.
Okay. I'll add that. Now, how do I get my comparison here? Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, this thing's complete mess. It used to work really well. Okay, so there's our S&P. Then we go into chart. Okay, so we already know gold outbeats it by about 2%. And then I'll do a comparison to, I'm hoping, Bitcoin or BTC. Okay, so you said, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, we want that one. Okay. So there you go. It's beaten it quite a bit. Oh no, I'm sorry. It looks like the S&P. Is that true that the S? Yeah, it looks like the S&P's beaten it by a little bit, by 7.8%. But we know that Bitcoin's not a good been a good performer lately.
Maybe
So
year to date.
yeah, year to date. That's part of the problem, isn't it?
It's
Uh,
right there in the middle.
yeah, got it. Yeah, okay, good, good. Okay, so BTC, or is it USD? So there you go. So it's beating it by what's that? Yeah, so it's 30% versus 30%. That's a bit of a spread there. But yeah, but remember, Bitcoin's not. That's just the big daddy of crypto. Let's see. I'm wondering if there's a better coin to compare to. Like, what's another? I don't know if well, there's no Wi-Fi.
Why is there why if I there?
Yeah, there's Monero.
Oh,
Okay, let's do
really?
yeah, Monero. Yeah, there you
I
go.
don't think you're finding Wi-Fi on Yahoo Finance.
No, not no 50. But you can see the difference between just with Monero, right? Or what's like XRP even. That's not a great coin.
Ada there. Ada
What's that?
Ada.
Oh, ADA. Yeah, that's another good one. I'll see with XRP. So yeah, that's not a great one. ADA. Yeah, ADA's ADA. ADA. It doesn't look like they have it. That's too small. Maybe Chainlink would be a good one. Chainlink. Yeah, here we go. This is a good comparison. I mean, look at the difference. That's huge. So I mean, Chainlink is not has been a very strong coin for the year, but as I said, like when you look at YFI, you look at the Dot and other coins like we looked at, like Band, and just knowing that those coins are going to perform and putting money at that time, you can imagine you'll still be able to outdo the performance of Chainlink.
Yeah.
You know,
What 700%?
which one?
Chainlink?
Yeah, that's not year to date though. I mean, but it's done quite well. It's one of the better, bigger coins. I wonder if polka dot's in here. Polka dot, no.
No. Why?
Well,
Is it new?
yeah, that's why they don't list it. But Chainlink is enough to go. Okay, that's a strong coin, and just that looking at that chart, that's pretty big. You know, that different.
Chainlink is
It's one of the better coins for the year. I mean, that's like you see, you got that 9.32, and you're looking at, what was that, 445% return. And then when you throw in, well, we know gold's 2% better than S&P 500, but when you look at Euro USD, okay, I mean, there's virtually no comparison. And you'll see, you won't even see this purple at all. It's somewhere in the bottom here, and know,
oh my goodness.
and that's without leverage. And then you got to go crazy leverage, and then you got to get the leverage right and the call right for the day. That's not predictable trading, right?
No.
But
Everything has got to be right.
but this chart right here is exactly why we like crypto. No other reason, and there's no leverage included here. So if you held onto both of these, either S&P 500 or Chainlink, this is the difference you get in performance year to date. It's huge. So I'm gonna take a photo of this. Sorry guys.
Well, I was gonna sell it. I wasn't gonna hold it until it dropped.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I just noticed that Chainlink USD dollar was at 3 point something billion. Is that correct?
Yeah, I could go into Coin Market Cap and verify that.
Now, I'm sorry to interrupt with the class, but myself as a U.S. citizen, I can't get access to that market, correct?
No, all the major exchanges, Coinbase and Kraken do trade Chainlink for sure. Yeah, that's a big coin. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can't Binance is just out of the question, correct?
Binance
Binance
US,
US, yes.
yes, yes. But I would go with either Coinbase or Kraken, you're doing the Python thing, so you could do both exchanges and treat it as one. But we'll go through that one on one. There's a way to do it. But to answer your question in terms of the volume, just the derivatives market, meaning the futures market, this is what I showed earlier. You got Binance at 4.1 billion for the day. Number two is 3.2. So not as lost being a futures trader in the US with Kraken. The problem is you won't get the coin selection, but you have volume on your side. And then when it comes to the spot market, Kraken's not up there, but it's still respectable. Coinbase, yeah, so they're number 3 and 4. But those numbers are pretty good. I mean, unfortunately, Binance Global, no, but these two for sure. You're not missing out. I mean, you could participate in Chainlink for sure, or things like Chainlink. Does that make sense? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a problem, and I think we're gonna. I don't want to say it, but we could get hit in Canada with the same restriction because the banks don't like it, and they're here to. I hope not either.
Why would Binance want to get into something where they can be a little friction from another industry? That makes some sense.
Yeah, but that.
They're trying to kill their
It won't be
customer
their
base.
choice.
Yeah,
It won't be their choice. It's going to be the lobbyists and the banks.
exactly.
It'll probably be a homogenization of like regulation from
Yeah, that
U.S.
I understand.
to North America.
I understand
In
that, but
Europe,
why getting into something that's going to really hurt your base business? I don't understand that.
it's a
Nobody, nobody.
well, it's to protect their own industries. The CME did it with the pattern day trading rule. That's just the way lobbyists are. They have that much power to really screw over the little guy to participate in something like Binance as we speak.
Exactly. Yeah.
They don't care about the little guy. They're
To get rich.
That's right. Yeah, and that's why I'm moving to Isle of Man.
You're laughing, but he's training for real. He is going to go there.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
That's the problem. They don't want a small person to get rich, unfortunately.
Well, remember we went through the Canadian CRA rules when it came to cryptocurrency, and it specifically said 50% everything is taken from you as a crypto trader, and I'm sure the IRS is the same for sure.
Yeah, I sent you that website.
Yeah, yeah. So you saw so you saw the Canadian, and this is what I get really pissed off because now, okay, if I go to my P&L as we speak, now this I gotta give 4% of that to the government, and have they given me money or any kind of grant to get me a grant to develop a strategy to get these kind of returns? And the answer is no. But yet they're willing to take 50% of that profit.
Well, that's the thing, right? Discouraging people to take chances,
Yeah,
take risks
yeah,
early, because not everybody's doing it here.
no. But the problem from my point of view, it just takes away the financial liberty. Like your liberties financially are taken away.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. I mean that's the problem.
You know,
They
yeah,
want you to be stagnant.
yeah. I don't know what to say more about it. I mean, as long as you live in the country, this is what you're gonna have to be dealing with. And
What about that Binance Dex thing?
oh yeah, yeah. I did talk about that yesterday. Dave. I think you might be able to help us out here. I still can't wrap my head around these finance deck thing. It's crazy. Oh, you're talking about on Coin Market Cap?
It's like Binance Smart Chain or something.
Oh, I haven't heard.
It's
I've heard about something like that. I still don't understand it.
so it's like some kind of smart contract that does the order matching.
Oh, so it's like
So it's
so it's like
they're trying to build a parallel version of their website on that's like not controlled by them.
so it's an
So
autonomous.
it's completely automatic.
So an autonomous price engine, price matching engine that they don't own. If that's true, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. It's just I don't know. It looks hard to use, to be honest.
Yeah, I heard that Binance was trying to get some of the bigger DeFi projects onto that. But then the question is, why would I want to be on Binance? I think Binance knows that these autonomous, decentralized exchanges are going to come along, and that takes out Binance. Yeah, yeah.
So, but like if you were starting an exchange in Canada, you could like integrate with this.
You could. I don't know. I don't know. You could probably overlay on top of it for sure. Like I talked to a guy. I was serious, and I'm still kind of serious on it. One day, I'd love to be able to start up a crypto fund. And the guy I talked to, who's well, he's well knee deep into the HFT industry at one of the big HFT shops. And I asked him point blank, I says, what do you think? Would you start a hedge fund? He says, no, because of the regulation. But then I asked, well, what do you do about it? He says, well, if I start a hedge fund, it will be an autonomous, what do they call it? An autonomous, decentralized hedge fund, and it does away all of the does away with the regulation. So even the hedge fund industry is going to somewhat get hit on it. And I heard in Florida you can buy homes with what they call these partial ownership in a home, and it's on a blockchain.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've heard of this too.
yeah.
Can
So
you go on with it? Like,
and but what I'm saying is it's these kind of use cases that really legitimize DeFi as a use case on a new, call it whatever, like sky pie is the sky way of doing things in terms of finance that I'm still trying to wrap my head around in terms of how this is applied. And the only one that I heard in the last week or two is this partial ownership of homes in Florida. So once,
who is behind that, and how would you buy that?
well, you get a token on their exchange for this company that manages it, and then you'll have part ownership in whatever homes they sell. Because like at Toronto, you could buy a home and pay it in Bitcoin, like that's standard. And in Switzerland, in Zug, you can pay your. I think in Barrie or one of the northern towns, you can pay your property tax in Bitcoin.
Yeah, Richmond Hill, you can pay your property tax in
Right,
Bitcoin.
there you go. And it just there's all these new use cases of these DeFi tokens and coins, and that's when I showed you guys the segregation on coin market cap on the types of coins out there, the storage coins or storage tokens.
We should do one on real estate. We should do one on so it's like tokenization of real estate, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's
We
just
should do a whole webinar on that
yeah,
because there's so many different projects. I've heard of one that allows you to, like, obviously these are just like pie in the sky ideas, right? But
yeah.
hypothetically, you could have like CDOs, like what the banks were doing, back in 2008, 2009, but
Well,
like way more granular, like down to like a neighborhood level,
yeah, yeah.
opposed to downtown.
Well, you have it right here under liquid swap, whatever that's just brand new. I've never seen this before. So these are coming around on Binance, right? So I guess why Binance is rushing out all these investment vehicles, I guess you could call them, is to stay on top of before the mainstream autonomous decentralized exchanges come out. Because no one's, it's going to be like it's going to be like exactly like Bitcoin. No one's going to own it. No one's going to be able to stop it. And there's going to be things built off it, like what we talked about with Ethereum 2 and all the DeFi coins and tokens on there. And now I'm just starting to understand um, all the different use cases of this thing. But one that I've started hearing about was this partial ownership in homes, and it's started by some startup out of Florida, as an example. It's just crazy what's going on with Binance. It's really hard to stay on top of it.
Oh yeah, it's
What's your
crazy.
You know, it's I don't know. It's just really hard to keep on top of it. What does what
Yeah, these, I think
uh,
the market is moving at lightning speed. That's for sure.
yeah, and the
Like a week in crypto is like a year in any other industry. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Because every day something is happening.
yeah.
It just is.
Well, when you look at things like decentralized, autonomous, autonomous. Sorry about my spelling here. Autonomous. So there's decentralized autonomous organizations, one thing, but then you get these hedge funds that are exactly that, where it's decentralized, autonomous, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? So people will be able to start up their own autonomous, decentralized hedge fund. It's like,
I don't know where the industry is gonna be in the next year, 2 years. Everybody's just gonna be, going crazy.
yeah, they're gonna pull out all their hair and you're gonna walk around with people who are bald. So here's how it works. I mean, how does this thing work? DAF performance, blah 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 blah.
Together, right?
Yeah, yeah. This is
You get bots.
it's all bots. So you have crypto investors invest in a DAT market order financial market underlying. So I guess that would be like sitting on top of a Bitcoin or a Ethereum blockchain and all these other new blockchains coming out like Polkadot and whatever else, and that's it right there. And anybody could start one. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Well, go buy a web domain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's better to start buying domain names. Yeah.
Well, they went through that many times.
Like there's the dot finance. Like I think does Giphy use that or Wi-Fi?
Um, Say that again. Like
Finance.
YFI dot finance.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's like
it's
yearn
gonna
dot
be big.
finance.
It's gonna be big in the coming few years, or even in a year. I think so. It's better
I
to
think
start
it.
buying domain names.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's not it, but
You wanted to know what about YFI
yeah,
finance?
I just want to. Oh, it's Wi-Fi. Is yearn dot finance. That's the yearn dot finance.
Yeah, that's right. And there's Yearn Finance two. So there's two YFIs. There's YFI, and then as I've shown here in MotoWave, we got this one YFI, which is doing okay, and then we have YFIII, which is YFI two. So don't ask me what's going on with that. But
The second one, I think that's the Chinese fork of it.
oh, I see. Okay, okay, that would make sense. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, where's Yearn Finance based out of? Is it Japan?
I don't know actually.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that's probably based out of somewhere in Asia for sure. But
That's another thing. It's hard to find like information about these companies, like the team members and stuff.
well, even if they are a company or not, they could be like a project, right? And yeah,
Yeah, I can see the Git repository, but there's no like, this is the team or whatever.
yeah. And as I said before, I think the way,
One person, Cape Town, South Africa.
yeah. Well,
Could be anywhere. It could be a guy like Dollar and Days. It could be some fat guy.
well, it's like this guy that started. I don't know who started sushi crypto,
Yeah.
and then you go into. I think I just saw one for Reddit, which we know what they'll say there. And then so yeah, so Sushi Swap just exit scam people by taking money out of the out of the kitty for and that
It's
happened.
like another version of ICO, isn't it?
Say that again.
Sushi is like an ICO.
In a way, it's a project, but it's one guy,
Yeah.
and people said it's a scam. They pump it up, and then he takes the money out. It's like a pump and dump. You know. I wish in the name Fishy Swap. Look what happened. Damn, I.
I think so.
But yeah, this
It,
so
it, it didn't look like that Canadian guy who went to India too.
Oh yeah, Quadriga. Yeah, yeah, cotton. But here you could tell 9 days ago, right? And it was probably 9 days ago when that drop on Ethereum happened, the 30% drop, right? On 9 days ago. So that would mean on Saturday, the today's the 14th, 7th. So on the 5th, that, I do believe that's when there was the drop for Motowave. So if I look up Ethereum, let me see if I could find it. Yeah, here. So you could say if that drop for Ethereum was on Saturday, you know exactly why. It was because of this scam. Yeah, I'm starting to run out of memory. Okay. No, I know. But I think there's ways to do it. So I just want to time this drop if it was on the 7th, I believe, that big 30%. So let's see here. So that was um, yeah, I'm not sure when that drop happened. I think it was last Saturday, the drop, and I think that was because of the sushi thing. But in terms of making money, there's lots of opportunities out there. But with Motive Wave, it's yeah, but with Motive Wave, there's a lot you can do. You know what I mean? There's no doubt on that. I'm just playing around with it. So yeah, yeah, yeah. So you can sign up with Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance on Motive Wave, which is good. Yeah, if you have access to it, definitely do it. If you're American, I'd probably go with Kraken. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, that's almost 2.5 hours. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Whatever you want.
Until next week,
Yeah.
let's
So
go through the coin offerings.
do you want me to just focus on Motivwave?
Wow, Dave was talking about real estate, isn't it?
About which?
Real estate. Yeah.
You want to do real estate?
Like real estate tokens. Yeah, tokenization. Let's see if we can find the serious ones and like
Well, we could.
the ones that are closest to market or whatever.
That's true. Do you think that's the biggest application right now?
I don't, but like real estate is such a big application in general. It's always going to be big. Yeah, I think in terms of tokenization of
Oh,
assets, I think that's where the things are starting from, isn't it?
well, here's one. DeFi Ray real functionalized real estate investing using DeFi. DeFi meet real estate as Aave readies crypto mortgages. Maybe that's the one.
Oh, the Aave has crypto mortgages now.
Well, that's what it's saying. Working with Aave to stake tokenized real estate shares.
That is tokenization at the bottom there.
Uh,
That's actually crazy. Could you do something like that, like a crowdfunded mortgage?
like for yourself?
Yeah, in general.
That I don't know.
That's an interesting application.
I
Yeah,
sorry guys to interrupt.
yeah,
I
of course.
was hearing um, some some videos some weeks ago
Yeah.
from one guy talking on this topic that this is the future basically. You basically can tokenize anything based on cryptocurrency and
Oh,
sell it.
do you know the company?
The
Did
guy
he?
that mentioned this,
Yeah, like did he mention
um,
a company?
I I don't remember now, but I will write on the chat the name of the guy talking about this.
Okay.
Now, Aave, I think that isn't that Lend. There's a coin called Lend. Um,
He was not talking especially about the coin. He was basically talking about the general concept of cryptocurrencies and what is the use case in the future.
Oh, okay.
well, you
He was mentioning that there will be huge um, boom of using cryptocurrencies for tokenizing basically everything, including real estate.
well you can see the top two right here are category lending, and they're both over a billion US locked in. So it's going to be either one of these. But I don't know what Aave is. The short name is for Aave. Let me just find out. I think that's Lend. Aave crypto coin. Aave. Yeah. So it's called. This is the one I've seen called Lend. So this is listed on MotoWave, and as well as already talked about Maker. Here's Maker. Okay, so it's gone nowhere. And the other one that I have seen is Lend. Those are the two biggest out there. So if you want the potential of them, definitely not today. But this one's a more mature coin. I've seen this time and time again. Let me, yeah, okay. Let me just see how that's working out. Let me go to Google here and pull that up. Okay, so yeah, my system's just getting crushed right now. Okay, so it's Binance LEND USDT. So this has been, yeah, I'm just pulling it up. Yeah, my MotoWave's has been chewed apart. Unfortunately, it's still loading.
600% or more
Wow.
from June.
Yeah, yeah. There you go. So this is from June. So it's at 40449 to. So it's about a. Looks from here. It looks like a 50% increase. It's not bad. It's held its own too compared to the dip, and it's almost fully recovered. This might be a coin to watch. So the two coins out there, they're already out there. Lend and Maker are the top two lending coins, as far as I could tell. So they're already on Motivate on Binance. Does that make any sense, Dave? Okay, so those are already out there. So I don't know. The utility's got to build for them to build up the price. This one was pretty hot for a while, Uniswap, but look what's happened. It's just pretty well died, you know. And then that's the problem with a lot of these coins.
That's why I think it's. I mean, look, you're totally focused on the technical analysis and using the bots to detect the right trend and buy or sell.
You
But
know,
on the other side, if you combine it with some fundamental analysis, just to understand what is behind these coins, where we'll be using some, that would help to bring a little bit more the focus on the right ones and filter a little bit also from the.
yeah, and that's what I'm finding in the last 2 days. Like I said, with the bot, is the ones that are hot right now in the last few days has been Theta, YFI, and right now Dot seems to be moving, and
Which one is more?
Polkadot, DOT,
Dot.
yeah, DOT, and the other ones that like the bigger ones that have moved is TRX, which is Tron. That was last week. That's died, and now the one that seems to be moving starting last night was Neo. You know, I could show you. I could show you that on the chart here. So I showed this earlier. So Neo in the last day started moving, and apparently this one is going to partner with another DeFi project. So as a result, it's started to move because of it, as you can see here. You know, from $15 to $22. So that's in a small amount of time, it's moved 50%. So the utility, I guess the best way to put it, looking at this DeFi pulse, you have the top two coins, supposedly these two, which is true, but in terms of performance as a coin, they die after a certain point and they most likely won't come back. And I can use Compound as an example because, um, you know, it doesn't show, that's just the volume, but I don't think this is the price. That's just the volume. But it just goes flat. You know what I mean? And these all these come and go. So you just watch, you just speculate when they get hot, and then you just forget about them and just stay focused on top of the ones that move. And there's always going to be new ones coming out. So that's what I'm seeing as a trend.
I think this time is all about speculation because fundamentals they might be short lived. But
Yeah, they are. They are.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could show you the entire. Let me see. This one's a 1 day, but if I was to show you, let's say, a monthly chart of Neo, this is the performance of it. It just dies and starts to come back a little bit, but it dies and it never comes back. You could probably say the same thing overall with Bitcoin. You just got to stay on top of the ones that move and use, as you said, technicals, not fundamentals.
yeah, there will be a time when fundamentals will matter, but for now, it's
Well, you would say that fundamentals would work for something like Bitcoin, but it's been proven that when we compare it on Yahoo, you have a coin like Chainlink that's continuously moving up, and I think it's hit its peak now and won't move up any further. But why would you stay married to one particular coin when you always want to stay on top of coins that are moving and that are the top performers? That's how you. I don't know. Did you guys see that article at the beginning I showed here? How this guy started with $200 with crypto, and he built it up to $250,000. I don't know if you guys saw that article, but it that was all because of YFI. The guy got lucky. He knew it. He put a ton of money in, and he made a ton of money.
no. I think that's the way to go with crypto for now because people are just moving into something that's hot and then they will dump it.
Yeah, well, it's like penny stocks. It's like penny stocks. Yeah, and then you'll get.
They've got use cases. They're not going to die, some of them, but people are moving on to something new all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, it's been proven. And you look at YFI, and then I was thinking when I heard about YFI two, like why did that come out? And well, Dave's told us it's because it's a Chinese fork, but I think these coins come and go, and you want to stay on top of the new coins that move. And then you can't really say,
How long did it take him to do that? Did it say?
not very long, but probably a couple of weeks. I could send the article. I'll put the article in the chat. So I just put it in the chat.
I should do that
Well,
myself.
remember I showed you that one article where a guy made $40,000 just
Oh
swapping
yeah, that's using that. What's it called?
the stable coins.
Yeah.
But I looked at stable coins and asked the same guy that's in the HFT, and he goes, "No, you can't. You'd have to have a lot of competing hardware to do it." And I kind of played around with the discrepancy in the stable coins. You wouldn't make any money with it at all. I mean, as if you have like billions of dollars and a lot of hardware, you could probably make a little bit scalping it, but for the little retail guy, no, you wouldn't make any money with that strategy. But this guy got lucky, and just so you know, I put the article, this link in there. This guy got lucky, and he had the right timing, and he put money in to YFI, and yeah, the result, the investor turned 200 to 250 in a matter of minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah, yeah, he got lucky. So that's
I
luck
think the crypto market,
It was
whenever
in
you
the rebase though. You see that right there?
in
He
the
knew that the Coinbase transaction was going to be his next transaction.
right.
So he was able to basically front run everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, this guy was an insider. Yeah, this guy was an insider. I know that. Yeah, see, lost more than 70%. This is where I learned about this chef Nomi liquidated his wallet. This is the sushi guy. And I'm like, sushi swap. So it goes both ways. But he got lucky, this guy. Um, but I just wanted to show that.
Yeah, I think if you concentrate, you can still do it.
Yeah, 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 for sure. Yeah. Any of you guys got any other comments or questions at all? I mean, it's only 2.5 hours, so
No, yeah. No worries.
come on, let's do another 5 hours. Let's beat that midnight one that we did a couple of months ago.
We can do that on Thursday because Friday I'm off. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Guys, it's 3:34 in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah, we got a hardcore follower here out of Germany. Adrian, you're a rock star. I mean, Adrian, are you getting some use out of this? I mean,
Yeah, yeah, I'm following extremely, but as I said, I had some difficulties to set it up. That's
yeah.
why there is Motivate and Beyond's coins, and I was just selling and buying some coin right now to test.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very interesting, guys. I I see now the possibilities, and I'm very thankful for
Oh, no worries, man.
all the all the things you put to us
No
to
problem.
develop the potential.
Just so you guys know, I've got a WhatsApp group. We got 100 people in it now. Yeah, it's I just put that link into the chat box if you want to be part of that. In the WhatsApp chat there, you can just link in and join it. I've had that for about a month or so, and if you want to chime in there on a more frequent basis, so you could join that whenever you want. Unless you guys got anything else you want to add. So what do you want? You want me to focus on these lending coins? I don't know if we've already answered that with the two coins for next week, or that's kind of hard to kind of talk about. I think
Maybe just concentrate on motorway.
some sure. Okay, you want to do that? Like it sounds like I think everybody here right now has Motowave because you guys are like hardcore followers. I appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I think if you just have the standard edition, you're doing pretty good. It contains 90% of the stuff you want, from what I'm seeing. Everything else is there, but it's just there's just so much to Motorwave. It's
I think from my side, what I'm looking right now, and maybe if you have something in this direction, is how to do some scanners.
yeah, I've already talked about that. It's through the watch list.
Mm-hmm.
You create your watch list right here.
Yeah.
So you create it, and you I don't know, call it test. Um, and here and go next, and then you choose whatever you want in the columns.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you can do a variety of ways to do it. Let me think here. You could well, what I do is I'll set up a CSV file. So in my case, I have let's say actually I could probably do it. So I have a CSV here. Um, this one called or text file. Sorry. So these are all the USDT pairs I have that are currently available in Motivate or in Binance. So if you go add, so let's see if I can add it.
Is it the middle?
USDT. Where is it? Here, I'll just do it this way. Yeah. So that one I can load up and then add it, or sorry, import. And there you go. Boom. 370. Go save. Boom. Now I have a new watch list. Okay. And then that's all the scanner right there.
Cool.
Okay. It's that fast.
Nice.
It's that fast, my man. So now you know a still ontologies on top. Neo, remember I told you is moving up 8.11%. So these are your movers right now. And you can work off of those. That's your best scanner using the watch list feature.
Mm-hmm. But did you use the scan feature
No, they're
okay?
no.
Like taking advantage of.
Oh no, yeah. Well, what I'm saying is you first have to create your watch list, which I just did. This USD coin. Okay, so that exists. So now I can use my scanner, and then let's say I choose this new scanner. I'll call it USDT Elliott wave. Let's call it, and next. So now I choose my watch list, which is this one I just created. Go next. And let's say I'm just going to put it in as a daily just for speed, or probably weekly. Okay, next. And then these guys, and start. And that's it. Then you got yourself a new scanner. So this will take a while for it to run, but that's how you can create it. So you got to first create the watch list, and then you build whatever scanner, and you can use a custom study, or sorry, any study you want that you have access to, and build a scanner off that. So it's not too hard.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah, this I just had a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Instead of us having a seminar this next Monday about motor waves, like all your other videos on YouTube, I'm not saying put it on YouTube, but is this something that you could do
As,
in turn we can
as a
use
course?
as our no, just the course within your subscription. You could just pull it up and then go through all the steps on setting it up.
Yeah, I haven't done that. What I could do, maybe I could do that for next week, is do a webinar and then turn that into an actual course. Because I've been intending to do that under this. Hang on here.
However, the problem is going to have a lot of interruptions and questions.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Right. That's the only issue when you try to do it what we're doing as a webinar.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I could build. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm just gonna put this in the chat. There's I just went to this website called d5prime.com.
Okay, I think I've seen.
Listing meetups and conferences that are coming up, and there's like a bunch of free ones.
Oh, wow, cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it there now?
No, it's either being slowly built out, or I mean, you see, that's the thing. If you want to learn motive wave, I'm sure if you come under resources, there's gonna be a bunch of guys. There's probably, I'm sure, companies that have already done courses. Um, Let me just see if there's any
Yeah, I
courses.
was wondering about that. Because I go to their website, it's not really a lot of information. It's kind of bland.
Oh, the website, yeah, but I'm sure there's got to be a course that has it, because building these courses are a lot of work.
Yeah, no, it is.
You know,
But I don't think we're going to get too far if we're doing it as a group, group person.
yeah, because that's part of the problem is you got to customize it, right?
Right.
You know, um, YouTube's your best resource, unfortunately, but you got to know what you're searching for. But with what I'm showing here, I'm just trying to give you guidance on where to go to start using it out of box and kind of give you a better guidance on where to go. I'm just surprised that there's really no courses or training on Motivate, because I think when people start using it out of box, they just don't know where to begin.
That's true.
If you go under the resources,
Yep.
there's some video section. Go to the second tab,
Yeah, yeah, I've seen that.
video tutorials,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Another place I can suggest is,
and there you see there are a lot of video tutorials how to
there you go. Yeah, product.
how to
You know, another place to start is the studies. So in here, I'm sorry, it's, I think, under guides. If you come under here, you got the user guide. Read that first for sure, and then wherever you want to go, depending upon when you want to watch. So remember I told you about the Hertz cycles. I learned it here. And if you're a futures trader, and you might be able to apply this in crypto as well, is the volume and the order flow. You could read that on these guides to really get into it. But the user guide is a good place to start. Yeah, but another place is maybe the marketplace.
last week some days on order flow
Yeah, it's
just with the basics.
yeah, that's specifically either for futures or options.
Okay, Brian, I will
Yeah,
see you.
I know.
I'll see you next week.
Okay, man. Thanks for joining us.
Okay, guys.
Okay,
All right.
have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Later.
Bye.
I wish I was sitting in your shoes in Germany right now. Serious heart attack.
Sorry, what do you mean?
What I mean by that is all these restrictions is being placed on Canadian and U.S. citizens.
Ah, yes, yes. We are totally free here.
So this is an interesting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I, I mean, I think here Germany was the most relaxed approach to a lot of processes.
Yeah.
I barely felt it, like I was traveling all over the place whenever I wanted, just wearing the mask in the shops and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. But looking at this website, there's so much here. I mean, I could probably get lost in it. But here's some DeFi projects based on industry. Ain't that wild? Insurance, derivatives. Wow. Crazy Dave, you find the wildest stuff, man.
Yeah, I've seen this guy on his Twitter account. Like it's a DeFi Pulse or DeFi Prime Twitter account. I didn't know he had a site too, though.
Oh, really? Just unreal. I wonder if there's any Toronto-based events at all.
Well, yeah, right there under I don't know about Toronto-based events, but there's online ones.
Right.
And then what I was gonna say is right there under tokenization of assets. I just searched for real estate, and they had Arbor,
Yeah.
which I haven't heard of before, and then TokenSoft, which I haven't heard of before. And actually, I think I have heard of Arbor.
Well,
I think I heard about them on a podcast one time.
I'm sure that will be built around volume and the size of the project for it to build its legitimacy.
I know they're like being heavily bankrolled by all these different venture capital firms in San Francisco. So I'd assume they have like the credibility.
Or oh
And then
yeah,
just getting every like other asset holder on board, right? You have to convince whatever country to allow real estate, or just the different exchanges to put their actual securities on there.
right. Well, you could tell here based upon what's working by the number of views. So a guy on my the chat group asked about yield farming. I'm like, dude, I really don't know what any of this stuff is.
Hmm.
Um, but I guess you could possibly figure it out partially by looking at the number of views.
Yeah, I like this style of algorithm they got.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I don't know. I mean, if you imagine you put money into the sushi and you lose all your money. Like,
I know these things are
uh,
risky though. That's the thing. It's like
yeah,
super risky. Yield farming just seems sketchy at best because
yeah.
something could have a 500% interest rate, but then if it goes to zero after a day,
Well,
you gain all your money.
Yeah, because this is what, guys, how I see it. Basically, all these cryptocurrencies are trading for nothing right now.
that's right.
Yeah.
And if they are linked to some valuable things behind, yeah, they will be not so volatile in the future anymore. Because um, yeah, it's there's some value behind.
Yeah, I was looking at staking on yesterday in this section for any of these projects, and when you look at the term use of terms of this, so let's say I don't know this XEM, you got to look at the terms of statement, and usually it'll say we'll give you 50% return over the next year, but at the bottom it says we're not responsible if we don't guarantee that or we don't take responsibility. So if Binance is forewarning you that they're not responsible, it's exactly what Adrian said. It's like I'd be more than careful of it. And this is where I think like may start losing its credibility if they get more involved in this sort of stuff because you're giving Binance your money into these projects, and if things go sour, Binance still going to get a cut of it, even if it succeeds or not. And do you really think Binance really cares which way it goes? So I'm a little leery on that with these staking projects, and same with these Binance Pool, whatever that is, or this Liquid Swap. And Sushi's a good one. So here you go. Risk warning. Da 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 da. They fluctuate. We're not responsible. So that takes the responsibility of Binance out of it. And this is where Binance will start potentially running into problems. And I would just stick with the exchange itself, the spot market to make money. That's how I look at it. All this other stuff is just hype. Remember I asked you about Hex last week or 2 weeks ago, and you said it's just like a multi-level marketing style type of coin. So yeah, I think a lot of these you gotta question because you don't know what to use or what not to use. And I think
Like that's not gonna find any like pictures of the team or some kind of like code commits or something.
even if there was, I mean, Sushi. I thought there was a lot of hype, but with that scam, um, look what happened. A lot of people lost money, and that was on Binance as well. And Binance was trusted because if they list something, it's not going to end up being a scam. But when you start looking at all these terms of services and you're taking a chance with Binance, the more of these events happen, it's going to really burn Binance's credibility. And countries like Canada and US or wherever else are going to start finding ways to clamp down and to lock guys like me and you out. This is the problem. So I maybe enjoy it while it lasts. I don't know, but I don't know why Binance is getting involved in these. I really don't. Doesn't make sense. But it's too speculative. You know. Is there anything else you guys want to add at all? Coming up to 3 hours.
Yeah, I want to talk to you. I have a couple of questions. Let's wait till we're done. It's probably 5 minutes of your time. That's it.
Okay. Dave or Adrian at all? Nothing. Okay, you want to give it a wrap then? Go ahead. Sorry.
All good, all good.
Okay, Dave at all?
No, no, I don't have any questions.
Okay, well we'll give it a wrap tonight, and then do you want me to just focus on Motivwave and like just do a general Motivwave sort of thing? Would that work?
You
Yeah.
know what? I think I'm gonna sign up for the trial again. I'm just gonna use a different email address because I only really use the trial like I
Y-
think 1 day.
Yeah, you're gonna have a pro. I've tried that. You're not gonna be able to launch Motivwave. What you'll need to do is
If you
either
run it on the same machine as Detect in this,
yeah,
you
Okay.
haven't really done the Scala, and even that is not working. So if you use a different email address, then use a different machine or
yeah,
something.
with a different IP as well.
I see.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
They have a way to detect it and then invalidate it. I tried twice and it did not work.
yeah, and you only got 2 weeks on it as well,
Yeah.
and that's the ultimate edition as well that you'll get.
Okay.
So
I'll just start off with the ultimate edition then.
okay,
Very good.
okay.
I'd say it's a good start actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think more and more people that I hear that gets Motorwave, I've not heard one person that didn't like it. That seems to be the case.
It's good. As I said, I had some small issues because of lag and connection to uh, Binance,
Hmm.
but hope they will fix it soon.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm sure you're not the only one having the same problem.
Well, it looks like I was the only one because they didn't find it before.
Right.
And it's right in the face. I mean, you want to place an order.
Yeah, I don't know how that didn't get flagged.
Yeah.
That's bizarre because I do all my trading through Python. That's the thing.
Yeah, so that's the point. You use API, and the other dialogues and so on, they have a failure. So the only one is to the price, this price, how do they call it? This price trading, where you go in the price on the side and click, and then you can place the order.
Okay.
That's how it's working right now.
Right. So not no go for the API then.
Well, it's okay, but as I said, it's still in the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just in July or something.
Yeah, it's not that old, and the connection to I think it was rushed out, to be honest, because there's another platform that just launched not too long ago called Quant Tower. I think I mentioned this before, and this is developing much faster than MotoWave, and I don't really talk about this because obviously I have to put my loyalty into MotoWave, but this thing does have a lot of connections into crypto, including Binance US, Binance, and then Binance Futures as well. So this is brand new. I've been using MotoWave for just under 2 years now, and this has probably got MotoWave scared as this thing comes out. It's in C sharp, but here's all the connections right here. So and especially with Binance, all futures, Binance and Binance US, BitMEX as well, which MotoWave does not have. It's this is the kind of platform that will probably have MotoWave spooked. But for me, I just stay with MotoWave. I think it's still advanced, but this came up, and you know who found this for me was a HFT guy, and
Uh-huh.
this thing's built out of Ukraine. So this came out, I think, just under a year ago, and I don't know. I have no comment on. I've never used it, but it it may have a lot of advantages over MotoWave, or MotoWave may have more advantages over this thing. I don't know. And there's constantly new platforms out. Like I don't know. A guy asked about this platform called Zero Project. You might know about this. This is an open source trading platform. This thing is really good too, and it connects into crypto as well. And this is open source, but the problem with this is you will have your limitations with crypto. Sorry, with open source projects. So um, I can't say, but this is the state of the trading platforms, right? It's just there's so much coming out all the time, and that's why I'd never launch or start up a business with a trading platform because exactly this, the competition's so fierce, and this is an open source one. So seems pretty popular on my blog. So and here's all the connections into it. Right here, the crypto plus some forex. It's just it's
This is not a trading platform.
no, it's not. It's open source, right? But it doesn't give you the full richness that you'll get with a MotoWave. Like you're not. I mean, I don't know. This this is a pretty good open source trading platform from what I've seen. But for the extra 250 that you're paying out, I would probably stick with a MotoWave easily over this for the cost of 250 plus what you get with it. You know what I mean? I've played the open source trading platform game for 10 years, and a retail trading platform usually, like a MotoWave, will blow the doors off of any of these open source projects. But there are people that will want to play in the open source space and only that. That's fine if they have the time and have the kahunas to deal with the frustrations of these things. And that's why I want to trade, not program trading platforms and maintain a trading platform. I want to trade. That's my goal. You know what I mean? So
Looks like the guys come from Germany.
probably, and I'm sure there's a million other people coming out with open source trading platforms. There's a guy out of Switzerland too.
I just clicked here a little bit on the Zoro and I see OP Group Germany.
Yeah, .de.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, .de right here. Yeah. But there was one years ago that was open source called Algo Rhythmic Trader or Algo Trader. Um, about I don't know when it came out, maybe 6 7 years ago. That platform really hasn't uh, gone anywhere. I don't know what's happened to that platform, but yeah, there's this thing called Algo Trader which is based out of Switzerland, was a open source project, and this is now completely closed off. There's a number of these projects like this. The Dukas copy J4X, I remember that used to be an open source trading platform until something arrangement they made with the author took it over, closed it out, and only Dukas copy has access to it. And that's a great platform, but that's only for Dukas copy. So these things come and go. You know what I mean? But from what I've seen with MotiveWave, they've been out there quite a long time, so they put that length of time of development and investment into it, and the thing's improving like vastly. Especially if you're a futures or a options trader, it's easily one of the best platforms out there for retail traders. So you know, I think MotiveWave is the best thing that I've seen so far, and they do listen. Yeah, go. Okay, yeah, no problem, man. Yeah. Agents prepared to.
Okay,
Yeah.
I think I will try to sleep some hours because
Okay.
the opportunity is too good.
Okay.
Right, thanks.
No problem. I'll see you on the WhatsApp group then.
Yeah, see you next time.
Okay, man. I'll thanks. Have a good one. So hang on, Lance. You out there, Lance?
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Let me. I'm gonna stop the recording here.